I'm just saying, Tony, if I order a home circumcision kit from eBay and they send me a cigar cutter, I have every right to ask for my money back.
Welcome to another edition of Sweet Nothings Podcast with your hosts, Tony and Freddie.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sweet Nothings Podcast with Tony and Freddie. I am Tony.
And I'm Freddie Miller from Elyria, Ohio.
Fuck yes, you are. As you always are. As you always should be. We also have a special guest, hopefully with you listeners that have kept up with us through all of the episodes, especially the early one, checking out the comments. We've made mentions of him before. We found him in the deep, dark webs of the darkest. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Our guest is Mr. Renegade, everybody. What's up, dude?
Yo, how you guys doing, man?
It's
you know,
good to have you
hashtag
here.
Team No Stream over here.
Yeah, that's right. He
good
was.
to see you.
He was.
Elyria represent.
That's right.
That's right. He slings big dick in Elyria, just like all of us, Tony.
I only slang the big dick for like a couple years. Then
Yeah.
I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There's a lot of pressure constantly coming up with big dick to sling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Rough neighborhood. How do you do it all the time?
You know, I just try to keep myself to myself, man. You know, what's mine is mine.
Right. So it's what your dick is your dick.
My dick is my dick. I just slang it to myself.
That's my dick, Angelo. Awesome. Glad you can come out and hang out with us.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
And how do you guys know each other? You should probably break it down.
Well, I did some searches, like I said, on the internet for
Grindr.
Giant black dick tattoo lover guys, and it gave me his address.
Oh,
And I was like,
just straight address.
yeah, I
huh?
was like, oh, we have one match found.
That seems dangerous.
One match found.
Yeah, and it pulled it up. On,
Unfortunately, it was me.
yeah, it pulled it up on Google Maps, and it had the red pin and just said Mr. Renegade on it.
Tony's the first guy to Google search that. You're the first guy that said, yeah.
And I'm the first result. So,
Yeah,
like,
the
what does
only
that mean?
result.
Yeah.
Your driveway would be full right now.
So no, we'll go ahead and throw this in. At first, when we were getting these comments, Mr. Renegade left us a comment talking about Freddie's little boy stream,
Yeah.
which we found hilarious, and we talked about it in other
Yeah.
episodes.
Did you listen to those?
I listened to every show so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's
We
up.
got a VIP.
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah,
your number one fan of like 5 fans. You know?
said
yeah.
you said one and only fan wrong.
So what happened was I thought this was fucking hilarious seeing this comment. And so I screenshot it, I sent it to Freddie, and I go, yo, look at this. And then we talked about it on the show.
And you guys got on me a little bit too, you know.
Yeah. And we threw down.
Did
back. Yeah.
What did we say?
I don't remember.
I don't
Exactly.
either. Yeah, that was probably
like episode
6
3.
or 7 episodes ago. Yeah.
I remember it was about a week pee stream and me being embarrassed about it. But that's all I.
That was what he left for you.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing anything bad, did I?
No, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It was all in good fun, you know.
I sheepishly said it like, "Oh shit, that shit I talked. I might have to." I might have to cash these checks right now. My dad always said this day would come.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was then I started digging around trying to figure out who the fuck this Mr. Renegade is. So I started Googling Mr. Renegade and how this was, and more results started popping up. You know, the big black tattoos.
Sure.
Big black dick tattoos. And then also like Twitter accounts and so forth. And I was like, this motherfucker has a Twitter too. Let's see what kind of people he's bashing on about their pee stream. You know, and then I get on there, and as I'm digging deeper, I end up finding there's a picture in there, and I was like, well, okay. So I started getting everything together, and I was like, wait a fucking second.
I know this guy.
Yeah, and then so once I got in there and I fucking zoomed in, I was like, this motherfucker works with me. Everybody, Mr. Renegade, a.k.a. Josh.
The cat is out of the bag. I'm
It
here.
is. Josh is out of the bag and the closet.
Oh,
You're
no.
welcome. I'm
The
here to
funny
help.
thing was, we were like, we're begging for comments. We're hoping anybody interacts with us. And then we're like, we're like, go ahead and roast us. You can make fun of us.
Right.
Instantly get a comment.
Yeah, instantly get a comment. And then I'm like, oh, what's this all about?
Yeah. Why is he
Like, I totally forgot anything that we talked about.
Yeah. You tell him to go ahead and
like,
roast you, then you get offended by
How
it.
does this dude know about my pee string?
Yeah, so that's to give you a little backstory of Mr. Renegade here. So what we decided would be fun, I found out about Mr. Renegade just a little while ago, and, I asked him if he wanted to come on to the show.
And I said, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. And we thought this episode would be a lot of fun to do, like, a nostalgic, like, 90s episode. Because Josh and I at work, we will talk about, hey, man, do you remember, like, this growing up? Hey, man, do you remember, like, having this growing up? And we're both like, fuck yeah, man, that was so awesome. And then we kind of move on with the rest of our day. So we thought this would be a really cool idea. So hopefully this is going to be most enjoyable. And all of you that were born in mid to late 80s that got to enjoy the 90s as a young child, this is going to be fun for you guys.
And I'm here to put out whatever flames of happiness you guys have. I'm just here to be a curmudgeon. And it's good that Josh is here now because the nostalgia falls short on me.
You didn't have fun in the 90s?
I mean, I had fun in the 90s, but I just like nostalgia or like all this stuff, like mementos, anything where it's like that is supposed to mean something. I'm moving forward. I'm always that guy. So I'm no fun. Like I'm not a lot. I don't like it.
Dude.
It makes me kind of uncomfortable.
Dude, once we start rolling into this, you're going to be like, oh, fuck yeah, I used to fuck with that. And
Happiness, like Tony, happiness isn't my idea of a
dude,
good time.
you're just Toodles, from Hook. You lost your marbles. It's in a little bag that's been in Neverland the whole time, and Josh and I are going to bring your bag of marbles to you.
Good.
So you can
Okay.
have your memories back.
Well, if it turns out that way, I'd be happy. And if it turns out that you guys are get giddy about
Stupid stuff?
Yeah.
whatever it is, snorks, whatever you guys want to talk
Snorks.
about, and then I just I piss all
Fraggle
over it,
Rock.
then I'll be happy
It's
about that
Fraggle
too.
Rock.
Yeah, no, we'll kind of bounce around everything as far as, like, old toys that we had, maybe games, like the clothes styles that were going on during them, and just, like...
Embarrassing shit that happened in the 90s.
Yeah, and...
There was a lot of that for me.
Right,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And just even, like, the little things that we had growing up that a lot of kids probably will have no idea what the fuck even that was even a thing, nowadays. Josh, you're our guest. Do you want to start us off with something?
Well, I figured we could do, like, I don't know, like stuff that you really liked in the 90s. Like, what were things that when you were a kid you couldn't go without?
Okay.
Or without doing? Like, I'm from a big family, there's 6 of us kids.
Okay.
And my mom would have to haul all 6 of us in her station wagon all the way to the grocery store. It was Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
I think back then it was Rini Rigo's.
It was Rini Rigo's.
Yeah.
That's
with
right.
your little
yeah.
mini grocery carts.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
We would make a game, and we would try to go around and grab as many of those fucking coupons as we could. You remember
The
little
automatic coupon
spinners?
machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The ones you'd pull out, and it'd be like, beep, beep, and like another one would come out.
We would try to run through every aisle and grab as many of these things as we could, and it would drive my mom completely crazy. And then when we got home, we would use them as trading cards. We would try to trade each other, like, shampoo for cereal or, whatever. And, like, that was something stupid that we did that when I was a kid.
That's sad to me that, like, you could have had you and I are a lot alike. I had a big family too. You should have had trading cards, but all you got was coupons.
Bro,
I know
remember
people who
going to
live
the-
better in prison.
We went to the
And what I
grocery
meant was,
store
I lived better in prison.
I remember going to the grocery store with paper food stamps, bro.
Yeah.
That was me growing up. Like,
Yeah.
here's my pink paper coupon for my gallon of milk.
Yeah,
And,
that was
like,
very honorable of your family not to sell those for cash.
I remember, like, running down the aisles and then just pulling them all out, stuffing them in my
dude, it's
pocket.
my favorite.
Yeah, and they'd either be scattered all inside
Yeah.
the cart by the time we leave, or they'd be all over the floor. Sometimes I just have, like, a whole
Those
pocket
were a
full of
terrible
them.
idea. You know who did not learn their lesson from that? Circle K. Anytime you check out at Circle
Oh,
K, there's like that
yeah.
dumb automatic machine where
Yeah.
it's like, take your coupons.
Yeah, and the
What the
coupons
fuck?
like
They
fucking
just
like
stack
6
up on
feet
the
tall.
counter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No one's like, you go in there to buy like a pack of smokes and a slushie, and they start giving you like 15 cents off a cat food
I didn't know.
cans.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know
fuck
you
off.
sold dog food. What the fuck? I just wanted a honey bun and a pack of Marlboros.
Yeah, dude, I forgot all about those.
What was something that you did that was really stupid with like just random things from your childhood?
I know, like, I really loved Manhunt. You always started with Manhunt. Did you ever like play Manhunt like around the neighborhood?
Yeah, it's like a group hide and seek. Right?
Yeah, but it's like through like the neighborhood. Like you either use like a couple of streets, or like we had a friend that had like that lived in like an apartment complex, like in like I don't remember like not condos, but like
Wilkes Villa.
No. This was in Fairview. Oh man, Wilkes Villa.
That's
like
where I grew up.
townhouses, you know. So like we would use that whole entire development for that. But like, which would then turn into like us going back to the house, because my house is always the house that all the kids would hang out on the porch. Even if I wasn't home, I would come home with my family and I'd have a whole bunch of kids just on my porch hanging out until I got there. But my mom was really cool when we were younger. She'd like make like a fire and have snacks, which then we're like, oh, we need to go TPing. And my mom was like, what are you guys doing? We're like, what? Nothing. We're not doing anything. She's like, I'll drive you guys. And we're like, wait, what? You're going to be our getaway driver? And she's like, yeah, I'll do that. And it's like, fuck yeah.
Oh, Tony had the cool mom.
Yeah, so we would fucking go to different like friends' houses and have all this fucking TP. And we had like those little red vans that had like the wood paneling on the side.
Oh, sure, the Red Riders.
Yeah, that's what we had. So like we all would pile inside there, slide the door open, TP the house, jump back in, and take off.
That's the dumb thing you did? That's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
That's a
right
good
now.
one. That's a good one.
I mean, how many brothers and sisters do you have, Tony?
I have 3 sisters and a brother.
But they're all younger, right?
Yeah, so the thing is, though, is that only one of the sisters is my real sister. So I was an only child till I was 8. And so Gina, which is now the middle sister, was the only sibling I had until my mom met my stepdad. And he already had a daughter.
Right.
And then they had 2 kids together. So, you know, I didn't really have any siblings, really, because by the time I was out bouncing around, she was really young, and I was out fucking skateboarding or whatever.
So you always got what you wanted as a kid?
For the most, but yeah, my parents were really young. They were 19 and 21 when they had me. So.
Yeah, see, my parents were young as well. My mom was only 16 when she had me. Yeah. Then it was like a kid every other year after that. So it was like 16 and pregnant before it was a thing.
And then it was 18 and pregnant.
Yeah.
And then it was 20 and pregnant.
What about you, Freddie? You got anything?
Dumb things from the 90s? I can't. I want to hear yours.
I mean, I told you mine, the coupons.
Oh, that's a good one. I can't think of anything.
I remember also being in the grocery stores and the music magazines that would come out with have like a free CD, or like the video game magazines that would have demos. I remember stealing those out of the magazines.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, like because they would always have it in the center, so I'd be like, oh, let's look into this.
Like,
and
I was young in the 90s.
Rip it
though,
out.
You know, like in the 90s, I was, 8 to 12 or something like that from what I can remember stories about. And
right.
we would do stupid shit. Like when we were in school, everyone had library day. You'd go down to the library, you'd get your little stack of books, and you'd come back up. Well, like, I was a cop out. I was a flunky in school, so I always grabbed the Where's Waldo books, And just to be a dick, I would circle Waldo on every single page before I took the book back to the library,
brilliant.
Like, there he is.
That's brilliant.
Another curmudgeon.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I found him. There you go, fucko. You don't got to worry about it anymore.
Exactly. And all the books in the library smelled like I don't even know what to explain the smell as. Just stank.
Like grandma's house. It smelled like old people.
Oh,
yeah. And I learned that if you held them over your head as you walked out, the buzzer didn't go off. So you didn't even need a library card. You're just like, yep.
You're also 6 foot. That might have worked for you.
Yeah.
Me and Tony on the other
Well, I
end,
wasn't
we're
born 6
jumping.
foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it first started with my brother.
We
But
just throw them over it.
yeah, it
from
just
inside
started my
library.
brother just like, look at this, a VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw them over the thing.
Yep.
And then, yeah, do the same shit. Do you remember?
So what else has run out in our statute of limitations that we could talk about?
No, we have lots. I was just trying to think of like the summers of doing that shit, like the manhunt. And one of my other favorite things
I didn't
was
play manhunt. I played woman hunt. I ain't
Woman
gay. Maybe
Or
you
Helen
are,
Hunt.
Tony.
yeah,
I played Helen Hunt. It was Twister.
yeah. Super soakers.
Oh, yeah, man.
Loved fucking super soakers, especially the backpack super soaker.
But I always had like the generic super
Yeah,
soakers,
that's what I was gonna say.
Mine, I had to stick in the water and pull the thing back, and I only got one shot, and that was it. So if I missed you, bro,
Then
I
you're
had to go
done.
reload.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just carrying around a bucket with you.
I grew up poor as shit, man. You know.
Yeah, like when you had like the generic super soaker, like the more you pumped, the more you squirted, like more water leaked out onto you than onto anybody else.
And there was always that cool kid on the block that had like the backpack super
That's what I was
soaker.
saying.
You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't
that
have
was
it.
you,
No,
Tony?
I didn't have that. No. But the kid down the street have. So like, I would be like, hey, I'll trade you, some baseball cards. Where if you let me use the super soaker today, the backpacks. And he's like, all right, sweet. I'd have like duplicates of like whatever, like Shaq cards or whatever. And
Growing
then,
up for me, it was like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But those things, that was the coolest fucking thing because you'd like stretch the thing all the way out. And then just waiting for someone to come around the corner and just have that giant, long, not Freddie stream all over those kids.
It's just powerful.
Yeah.
For me, it was always like by the time like super soakers were out and they were cheap, so I'd get my hands on them. You'd show up with like to all the other neighborhood kids, and you're like, "I got one finally," and they're like, "Oh, we got paintball guns now." And then you're like, "Ah, motherfucker!" Then you go
How am I
work,
supposed to afford
you
a
deliver
paintball
some
gun?
papers, you mow some lawns. Then you show up with a paintball gun, and you're like, "Guys, I did it! I got a paintball gun." And they're like, "Oh, we got real guns now." And I'm like, "Oh, motherfucker! What do I gotta do to get a real gun?"
And that's when you join the gang.
Yeah, that's why I joined the gang. I chose to be raped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth it to
I
get a
chose
gun
to be
so that way you can hang out the cool kids.
Yeah, I got a glass jaw. I'm not ready to be punched.
I'll just take the raping. That's good.
They were like, we're going to give you two choices. One, and I immediately interrupted them. I was like, I'll go with the raping. I'm like, oh, no. She's like,
The other one was like,
You
eat
could
this
pay
entire
$8
chocolate cake.
no,
to
you could
yourself.
pay $8. I'm still going to go with the raping.
I only have $4.75.
Like normally kids say, stop, no, don't. Freddie said, no, don't stop.
Stab, no, don't.
And do you remember too, like, no one really had curfews. It was always like with the
Street lights,
The
bro.
street lights, exactly. That's where you knew it was time to come home. Ma was always like, just make sure you're home by dark.
I'm going to whoop that ass.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's another thing from 90s. Like, did you get your ass whooped when you were a kid?
Fuck yeah, I did.
For every little thing I got my ass whooped, you know what? Didn't make me kill
You
kids.
get your
didn't
ass
make me
whooped.
strangle kittens.
Yeah.
I'm a normal dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got all these
ever get your
millennials.
ass whooped and then get your ass whooped again because your dad was tired from whooping your ass the first time?
Or he hurt his hand.
Yeah. Or when they're holding you by your wrist and you're like moving and you have your other hand like covering your ass and they're like, you better move your fucking hand, otherwise I'm just gonna hit even harder. And you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I don't want you to hit me, but I also don't want to be hit harder.
Yeah. You really got me in a bad spot here, Dad.
Yeah, and they smack you in the back of the head, and then you go to grab your head, and they're like, "Gotcha, bitch," and then they smack your ass.
Smack you right in the mouth.
Yeah.
I remember my mom turned to my little brother and smacked him in his mouth for something that he said that was wild. And I remember he looked at her without a flinch and said, "Thanks, can I have another?" She cocked back
That's
as
my
hard
brother.
as she could. She laid him on the floor. You know what? My little brother's fine.
That's my little
Never
brother
did it
for
again.
sure. The
Yeah.
whole way. He's like, mm-mm. Me, I'd like cry like a little bitch. He was like, nope, I'm gonna prove a point right now. Just
Yeah.
stiff upper lip the whole time.
Yep. Did you ever be like, after you're crying and run to your room, you'd scream, "I hate you," and they'd be like, "What'd you say?" And you're like, "Nothing." Say, "I love you."
Or it's like as soon as you get past the door, it's like double burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Double burst. I still do that today. Like I haven't grown up in that way. Like the mailman pissed me off recently. You know, instead of knocking on the door and giving me my package, he left me one of those notes without even knocking on the door.
Oh, yeah.
So then, like when I confronted him, as soon as I got past the door, I was like, yeah, double birds. I just flipping him off left and right. Like
Instead of confronting him like an adult.
yeah, like instead of being a
You
man
shut the
about
door
it,
and
I just
fucking
fuck,
flicking him off.
fuck you, and then I'm cursing. I'm watching him. I'm like, I hope he gets bit by a dog today. Today's the day he's gonna get bit by a dog.
And then in the meantime, Amanda's in the background yelling, "Put your dick away!
Put your dick away.
Put your dick away!"
That shit had me dying.
put your dick away.
Wake up! Wake up!
Yeah, that was always the thing. And then also, like, obviously we didn't have cell phones, so you had to like have everybody's phone number memorized, or like it was like written down on a piece of
Yeah.
paper you always had with you.
I couldn't tell you one person in my phone's phone number right now.
I could probably
Back
tell
then?
you like 2,
Totally different story.
and that's only like probably my.
I could
dad.
tell you like 5 from when I was a kid.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't remember any
I
numbers. From
just remember
the
my
first
grandma's
3.
because it's never changed.
Yeah, I remember my grandma's still too. I remember we didn't have to dial area codes.
No.
That was it. You just the number. Never had area codes. That was
You
the thing,
did if
too.
you got like a 216 number and you're a 440 guy.
And you're trying to like talk to your girl on the phone, and It's like your cord reaches 4 feet, and you got everyone sitting in the living room watching TV, and you're kind of whispering in the corner.
kitchen.
Yeah.
But so then, so that you had to do that in order. Like, so if you were trying to hang out with somebody, you'd call and be like, "Hey, is Billy there?" And they're like, "Oh no, he's over at Johnny's house." And you're like, "I can take a message." "Nope, I know where Johnny lives. It's cool."
Right.
Yeah, and then all you'd do is, and then you'd ride your bike around the neighborhood, wherever the pile of bikes were in the front yard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where you knew where everybody was at.
Exactly. The dinos. Wherever the dinos with the mags.
The dino
pegs
comps.
were, you know, that's where everyone was at.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking about with when you talk about dumb things you did when you were a kid. Is I remember just BMX bikes and skateboards. That's all that really mattered.
Yeah.
It was.
And I remember we would build little ramps, you know. We'd build all sorts of ramps for skateboards, and then we'd use them with bikes. And I was doing this jump over and over and over again. I took off my shoes to go inside and eat, and I was like, I'm gonna do one more. I put on a pair of sandals, jumped it, ate shit, and then I broke my toe. And my second toe over, like I landed, it got caught in something, came up, my toe is sticking straight up in the air.
Fuck.
And then
Just
like
giving everyone toe birds.
oh yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? It immediately goes numb. It doesn't even hurt, and I have to go. I got pins in my toes that summer.
From that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had pins in my foot because of that. Yeah.
Awesome. I've never been like hit by a car, but I remember one of the neighborhood kids. This is like when Scream first came out, so this had to be like 94 maybe, somewhere in there. And one of the neighborhood kids got a Scream mask for Halloween, and like after Halloween would pass, he would hide in these bushes that were like at the tree lawn, and he'd jump out and scare cars, and they'd like swerve. And of course we're on the porch like thinking this is hilarious, right? You know, because we're fucking 9 years old.
Yeah.
And the one time he fucking jumped out, and the car didn't realize what was going on and fucking hit the kid. And he fucking flew, and I remember one of his shoes
Did he
flying
scream?
up in the air. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he laid there fucking... I get it. I see what you did there. But yeah, then like we're like, oh no! And like ran out in the street, and he's just like... I think it broke his arm or whatever, but that was fucking scary.
Dude,
like,
a girl got hit with... I lived on a street. It was like 35 miles an hour. People would go 50. This girl down the street got hit by this car, and it was the most traumatic thing ever. Like, she was never right after that. I don't remember her walking the rest of summer.
Oh, really?
And
So
I don't know if she
one.
walked to this day. But man, it was the most fucked up thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty...
Do kids not get hit by cars anymore?
I guess
They're
not.
not allowed on the
You
streets,
know what?
man.
They're not allowed on the streets anymore.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
We didn't have rules
We
really when
didn't?
we were kids.
Did you ever have block parties?
Yeah.
My
Oh,
neighborhood
fuck yeah.
would have block parties.
I forgot. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I never had
block
a block
parties were a
party.
thing.
No, I heard somebody talk about that today. You should see my block. You don't want to have a party there.
What side of town did you grow up on?
I was on the south side, over by Wilkes.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was definitely not on the south side. I was on the east side kid.
Oh, you were
right by
Eastern
Eastgate
Heights
School. Yeah, I
Oh,
went to
that's a
Eastern
great
Heights.
neighborhood. I
Yeah.
love that neighborhood.
My grandma still lives there today.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the kids were in the street all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No
Constantly.
issues.
Yeah.
Playing
Skating
kickball,
in the
whatever.
street. Yeah. Just hanging out in the street. I mean, I know I almost got hit by a car skateboarding. Like
Oh yeah.
in Fairview. There's when it used to be Westgate Mall. Like it's like a Westgate Plaza now or whatever. Like at like 210 and Center Ridge.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
know what you're talking about.
Well, that whole thing used to be Westgate Mall a long time ago. And the only thing, once they tore it down, the Kohl's that's there is the only thing that's left standing from what it was. I mean, there used to be a Chi-Chi's there attached to the mall. And when they tore all it down, and what you see that complex now is what it all became. But if you cross 210, and there's a side street right there, it goes uphill. And we were fucking skating up this hill, and which is fucking stupid because any car that's going to be coming over the
Exactly.
corner
Yeah.
running down, we couldn't tell. I was almost like right at the top of it, and this car came whipping down, and I jumped right off my board into the tree lawn, and my fucking board went right in front of like the front tire, and then right through on the side, like in front of the back
Oh,
other side
nice.
tire, and fucking missed it completely. I was like, whew. We both fucking made it through there, dude. By
We
a
both
fucking
made
cunt
it.
hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It was really close. It's the only time that I was like almost hit by a car, and that was scary as
Skateboarding
fuck.
was when I would get come really close. Actually, I just came really close the other day when I was jogging. I ran into the side of the car. Like I didn't hit a car, or the car didn't hit me. I hit the car, and I was just like hit it real hard. I banged on it, the hood, because they came from out of nowhere.
Wow, so you're just like giving them double birds.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you waited until after they turned around the corner.
I swore the next block I'm running at him. I swore like nonstop, and I'm the one that hit them. Like, you ever hear, like, Louis C.K.'s bit where the deer hits the side of his car?
Uh-huh.
It's the same thing with me. I just ran into the side of their car like a dum-dum.
That's awesome.
But skateboarding was dangerous. There were times when I'm like, God damn, out of every sketchy thing I did, that was probably the worst. Like, there were some really close calls.
Because the group of kids that you hung out with when you skateboarded, like, that was almost worse than just the skateboarding, It was like,
those fuck
try
faces?
this,
Yeah.
try that,
Yeah.
grab the back of this guy's car,
Yeah.
let's go through the parking garages.
Right.
Like, that
Or it
was
was
a huge
like,
thing.
Yeah.
Or it was like we're jumping a stair set and like right on the street, and I'm like, all right, you tell me when there's no cars coming, and then you gotta trust that fucko
Exactly.
Yeah.
to let you know that it's okay to go.
The same guy that just gave you a tapper 5
Yeah,
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same guy who I watched his dad put his cigarettes out on his neck. Yeah, that's the guy I'm trusting that there's no cars coming.
Yeah, man. Skateboarding was the life when we were kids.
Skateboarding, like I would leave my house, or I would leave the house on a BMX bike with the skateboard in my book bag.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
you get to where you wanted to skate faster. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the best. And like I'm talking about like 11, 12, 13 years old, and I left Elyria. I'd end up in Oberlin at Oberlin College skateboarding. I'd end up in Lorraine on the lake
Oh, yeah.
skateboarding.
You just skated
You
everywhere.
would fucking ride your bike. Can you imagine like an 11-year-old kid now like leaving Elyria going to Lorraine or in Oberlin?
No way.
Or you get a flat tire and you did the collect call home.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, your mom gets, will you accept a call from Mom, I'm at this and this intersection, come and get me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Those were like the 10-10 220s.
But
Yeah.
like, you had
Yeah.
more freedom, Like
Yeah.
parents can track your every step now.
Yeah.
And like technology has almost made it impossible for kids to get away with things
Oh,
that we
yeah.
used to love doing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And, like, it just...
Mom, will you accept a collect call from Mom, Bobby's getting arrested. It's not looking good for me either.
Yeah, and you're right. The freedom thing was a huge thing. Like, my parents would just be like, "Hey, as long as you're home by dark, don't fucking die.
Exactly.
You're good."
Yeah.
And like, which was great because we would literally go skating all day long. We'd go and hang out in the mall. We had friends that worked there, so we were getting free food from like Sbarro, McDonald's.
Then hit up Aladdin's Castle.
We would go to Ladd's Castle and get free games that we'd play, and then we'd go skate more. Then we'd go to like a girl's house while her parents were gone and make out with her, and like my buddy would make out with like the sister, and then we'd hear that the dad's coming home, that we'd have to hurry up and get the fuck out of the house, But I mean, the kids today, man, you're right. Everything's GPS tracked.
Did you have your first girlfriend in the 90s?
Yeah.
What was how did that happen? Like, how did that go about? Was it a note
are we talking
perfectly folded in class?
So this was, notes were a huge thing.
Said,
I still
will
have
you date me? Circle yes or no.
Yeah,
I really like you.
I still have a box that has all of these notes from 5th and 6th grade that like the girls would pass like back
I
and
don't.
forth.
Mine are all depressed. Like I would read my notes and just cry in the corner. Like my notes were terrible. When I was a kid in elementary school, I was, like I said, dude, we grew up, like we went Christmas shopping for clothes and shit at Goodwill. Like that was our was our spot, like hopefully somebody dumped a pair of Jinkos in here. I can find them, Like,
That's
yeah.
I just told somebody about that recently. I was like, oh, Christmas. Yeah, I love that time of year. That's when my mom used to fight with the layaway lady.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the whole girlfriend story.
So like, I was like in 5th grade, and my first girlfriend, well, like I guess more on a not a serious note, but at that time,
Right.
it's like your actual first girlfriend. She was a 6th grader, and I know, older ladies.
Hell yeah.
And I remember getting notes from like different girls around, and they were like, "Hey, so I was just in the bathroom, and like my girlfriend at the time was Christina, and it'd be like, and I heard Sarah in this one stall talking to someone, and asking, or it was talking about how she wanted to give you a hand job." and this and that, and then I'm getting a note, and I like lean over to my friend. I'm like, "What's a hand job?" You know, like I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. I was like, do I say yes? There's nothing. Doesn't say. There's nothing in the circle. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. How am I supposed to tell him that I want that? But that was, I mean, and I remember like going to like that, like her house, and like other friends would be hanging out, and then we'd do the whole like Bloody Mary thing.
Or was it 5 Minutes in Heaven? Or
Oh, the 7 Minutes in Heaven.
7 Minutes in Heaven.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Did those?
No. See, my first girlfriend, I believe I was in 5th grade, and the girl actually lived across the street from me in real life. So I was always over there playing basketball and hanging
Did you
out with
finger her?
I didn't. No, listen to the story, Tony. Listen to the story.
I was making.
Okay,
joke
so
on
like
my own.
outside of school, this chick was super cool with me. But inside of school, like she never said anything to me. Like she was a popular girl.
That
I was
90s movie.
Yeah, exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the courage, okay? My birthday's on Valentine's Day. So I get the courage around Valentine's Day. I send her this note. Blah, blah, blah. Will you be my girlfriend? She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, awesome. Hell yeah. I finally got my first girlfriend, you know?
Happy birthday to me.
So next day, we get to school. Everything's fine. I'm talking to her at breakfast. You remember breakfast before school? Everyone met in the cafeteria and had like a little 15-minute breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're hanging out there. We get to recess, and we're all standing outside. And there's a big group of us by like the Foursquare area or whatever. And she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, my friends all dared me to say yes to you. Like we're not really boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't like you." And I was like, if like nowadays a kid would just ended it right there.
Yeah.
That'd have been it. No more life.
Yeah.
You know, so like that was my experience with my first girlfriend. It was a terrible experience.
Oh man.
I hated women.
And that's the first time I sucked a dick.
That's the first time I thought about my sexual preference.
I don't know if I remember like I remember there was a lot of those back and forths.
Yeah, the notes.
It was like, I'm dating somebody.
Yeah.
Or will you go out with me? Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
out with you. I'm not going out with you anymore. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That was about how
Okay.
it went.
And then you get a note from her friends like, "Hey, do you want to be my girlfriend?"
Right.
It's like,
I'm like,
okay. Yeah.
Now I'm boyfriends to 2 girls. This
Yeah.
is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, I just found out it's only 1 girl. Your girlfriend is the latest one that asks you that wants to go out. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like having like my first like kiss, like French kiss, like was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Your
But-
first French kiss was in 3rd or 4th. Tony,
Yeah.
you were a G, bro.
Dude, I
Did his mustache bother you?
it was only a couple hairs. It wasn't that bad.
Was it an Australian French kiss? You know, it's like a French
Oh,
kiss.
the down under?
But down under, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I was, dude, I didn't know what to do to a vagina until at least I was 13 with a girl across the street.
Like the first time you talked about it in health class, you're like, "Oh, that's what that's for." Like, fuck, man, what have I been doing?
Yeah.
I thought tits were the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the freedom as a 90s kid was awesome. Do you remember, there was at one point, I got in trouble for something, and pagers came out.
Oh man,
And my
Hell
mom, she made sure that I had a fucking pager.
$15 a month for your pager.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys all have pagers?
I had a
absolutely.
pager.
Yeah.
I had a pager. My mom didn't know I had a pager, but I had a pager.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was just for your friends then.
Really, I like just had it to be cool. I don't even know if it worked. You know, just like it turned on and stuff. But
Yeah.
It never beeped. No one ever paged me.
Mine
Yeah.
went off all the time because I got asshole friends.
Yeah. But they're just writing in like boobs.
Yeah,
or
it was
ass-
like 6969420.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna make that an emergency. I knew it. Yeah.
Excuse me, I have to take this.
I remember I'm telling my history teacher, like, I don't know if you see this, but Justin wrote 6969 and then 420. I'm gonna have to deal with this right now.
Yeah. Please excuse me. I'll be right back.
I remember I got a pager because I went.
Is there a payphone nearby?
It was when I was working at that convenience store on the south side, Fuller and East Avenue.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
okay?
like the south side.
Yeah, that's the south side. I got a gun pulled on me more than once in that parking lot when I was a kid. Like one time when I was a little kid. But I went to work one day after school, and my little brother, who's 8 years younger than me, just like your next youngest sibling.
Gina, yeah.
He was like, so if I was 14, or if I was 15, he was what, 7? And he's just like, he doesn't know where everybody went. My mom and dad weren't home, and I didn't know he was there. I thought my mom and dad took him. and I went to work, and then he walks down through the ghetto to Convenient and like comes in the store and is like, "Is Freddie working?" Just this like 7-year-old kid, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, What are you doing here? Did Mom make you run in for
He's
something?
like, look, I made it.
Yeah, he's like, I
That's my
made it.
initiation.
And I took him home and sat with him until Mom and Dad got home, and then I like, gave Mom and Dad a stern talking to. I was like, "You always remember where your kids are." And then after that, I got a pager so that he could page me, like if he didn't know where anybody was. He didn't have to
Gotcha.
go walking through the ghetto.
Well, that's a good purpose to have that.
Yeah, well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Really, it was because I wanted to know when my buddy Justin was getting
Yeah, you
high,
demanded,
so I
like,
could also get high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just used your little brother as a scapegoat to
Yeah.
the pager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having them and like. I remember having like the regular like
Freddie.
black one,
No, I'm good.
and then like after like that would like fall off from like when I'm skating, it would like slip out of my pocket and just fucking smash into a million pieces, or like I'd land on it from like hitting a rock. Remember hitting fucking rocks when you're
Oh,
skating?
dude.
Oh yeah.
Just fucking launches
That
you 10
screech?
feet. Yeah.
Oh, it's the
You
worst
have a
feeling
flat
ever.
spot in your tire.
Yeah.
And you'd always have a scab on the side of your
Or
elbow.
a swellbow.
Yeah.
Remember all
And
those?
your wrists were always hurt as fuck.
Yeah.
Mine.
And you got ingrained gravel like into your
Yeah.
palms of your hands. And
throughout
shit,
the
too.
90s. I never not had like pedal marks in my shins.
Yep.
From BMX bikes, and then swellbows from where you fell
Yeah.
skateboarding.
I like.
Dude, I got a swellbow a couple years ago. No, it was last winter. So like dumb me, out of shape and just a lump of a person in the middle of winter. I'm like, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna beat depression. I'm gonna beat the winter blues. I'm gonna start working out. So I started doing push-ups and sit-ups. You know,
Uh-huh.
I'm doing push-ups and something happened to my elbow. I'll show you a picture later.
Okay.
It's called bursitis,
Okay.
and then it turned into septic bursitis.
All right.
Okay,
I don't know
so
what any of this is, so I'm just agreeing with
I have
you.
no
Like
idea.
This is
like I know.
WebMD. I don't have insurance of any form.
Yeah,
I don't have health
no,
insurance. I don't have anything. In fact, I buy all my medication from India online. I'm not joking. You could just do that. Good people who listen to this, if you don't have health insurance, just buy a bunch of antibiotics from India. You could buy dick hardening pills from India. You could buy Adderall from India. You could buy all this great stuff from
You haven't
India.
got like sick or anything off of it, or
No, it cured me.
yeah,
Because I had this, it blew up huge, and then I started getting fevers because it got infected. It was like this big, and my tattoos were all stretched out and looking goofy.
Yeah.
I took a, I'll show you later, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it must have been just because I was like doing too much too fast from like going from nothing to something. You
Just-
know what
yeah,
I mean?
just going-
yeah.
Oh, you're
like,
like,
you're no
swole
longer
hurt.
just sitting on the couch anymore.
Yeah.
Like my body was like, you were okay
Your
when you were
elbows
just
are
sitting on the
now-
couch.
weren't used to anything else but
Yeah.
jerking off.
And it got infected, and I would I would wake up sweating and like fall asleep shivering. Like
Sounds like some crazy side effects from
was-
those drugs from India.
no, I didn't take any. In fact, then I was like, oh, thank God I have these antibiotics. So I started taking those, and it went away right away. But god damn, it was scary because I'm like, how long do you wait before you go to the hospital and ruin your credit for life?
Right.
Or, you know, I'm like, I'll make it one more day. I'll make it one more day. And then I'm
Hold on
like
for
reading
one
about it.
more
Like my arm might fall off. Maybe I
No,
should not wait
I'm
one
reading
more
about
day.
it. And people are like, I lost my leg from the knee down from this, or I've lost my arm from this. And I'm like, oh, if I wait one more day, I might have to have my arm amputated.
Yeah.
This is fucked.
Like that's the
It
downfall of
was
the
so
internet.
scary.
You get so deep into your searches that you convince yourself
Yeah.
that you're gonna die.
Yeah. And I felt like it. Like it was like I had, and I never get sick or anything like that, but I had a fever. Whew, what the fuck? That's the worst swelbo I ever had.
From a push-up.
It was like a couple hundred a day. Not all at once. Two at a time. Two at a time for 50 cents.
So I was just thinking about the whole like pagers and like house phones. Going off the house phones when internet became a thing,
Dial up.
dial-up internet for AOL.
Do you remember your first AOL screen name? Mine was super racist. I was young as fuck. It was terrible. It was Jungle Bunny 420. That was my first AOL screen name.
I think.
Forgive me.
That's not that
Forgive me.
racist.
I think mine was Meloncolin 03. Meloncolin's a
Oh,
punk
shit.
band.
Yeah.
And 03 was my year of graduation.
That was my favorite T-shirt when I was a kid. Was a Millen Collins T-shirt.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then when AIM came out, I had a different name for that, and I think we talked about this. At
I
one
think you
episode.
touched a little bit. I think it was email addresses for something, maybe MySpace or something.
Yeah, well, I think we did that too. Yeah, but the AIM
Yours
name.
is Viking Funeral.
Yeah,
right?
XX Viking Funeral XX.
Oh, that's a cool one, dude.
Yeah.
Mine was Freddie Miller. I just recently thought of it. Milla. Freddie Milla.
Freddie Miller.
Freddie Miller was taken.
Freddie. Said, fuck putting those X's at the beginning and end.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Freddie Miller, the killer of pussy.
I remember my first email address or first time on the internet. I went to the mall. I skipped school and went to the mall with my buddies, and they had a kiosk, like an internet kiosk at the mall. So you can go there and use internet.
So it's like in.
We should just do that at Best Buy. Remember when Best Buy actually had internet connection? You could go in there and go
Shit,
online.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never did any of that. I didn't know those even existed.
We didn't have it at home until I was like a senior in high school.
Like 95.
Yeah.
Windows 95. I remember having one of those giant ass computers
Mm-hmm.
and having to listen to the screeching fucking noise to get that thing to go
Yeah.
online. And then you would instantly go to the teen chats.
Oh, yeah.
It was off to the teen chats,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
How many chicks can I get to tell me dirty things?
and
Like,
send
that
me
was the goal.
pictures. Yeah. And then when they finally would send you the picture,
It
you
would take
open it up.
18 hours to get it.
Yeah, it would slowly open like little by little, and you're just like, "Whoa!" You finally get your face, and she's like, "Yeah, she's fucking hot." I'm totally into her.
And
then
little did we know, it was Butch down the street
yeah,
whacking his
push.
pud to some 14-year-old kid.
yeah.
Or Hank, the 50-year-old dude that's looking for young teen boys to hang out with.
I didn't have like internet until way late, but and it was guitars that drove me to the internet because I've heard about this website and I was like, oh, I could buy used guitars from it, so I'm about to do that.
Mhm.
And then I would just go to the mall and like scour through used guitars.
Yeah,
And then I had to make an email address so I could come up with like a way to try to buy them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Elyria was a lot more like booming, not really even booming, but it was a lot more people
Yeah, we
around
had factories
shopping
back then.
and storefronts and whatnot. Like
Right.
the Apple Festival used to be like a big thing when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
that's where we went.
Was that the
everyone
one that's
there.
in the square?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Corn Festival, but it's Elyria's version.
but it's in the square where the
Yeah.
fountain is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I fucking lived in those apartments there at corner and second
You
and middle.
probably hated that.
Oh yeah, those fucking they had the fucking deep fried ice cream motherfuckers right next to my window.
That's the
screaming through
Rotary.
a fucking microphone. Deep fried ice cream. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm gonna set your truck on fire if you don't shut the fuck up. It's 8 a.m.
Dude, you could go down there at 8 a.m. and eat a corn dog, though.
Oh.
That's pretty boss.
No, I did. I would go downstairs and get strombolis and gyros, and
Yeah.
I'd go back upstairs.
Yeah.
It wasn't all bad, but waking up to it fucking sucked.
Look,
Elyria
now- go
had
ahead.
like factories,
Oh, yeah.
and we actually
The steel
like,
mill was a
everywhere. York, we had GM, we had everything, and then it was like overnight we went from blue collar to wife beater. Like
Collar to wife, I like that.
that's it.
Hashtag Elyria.
Yeah, we went from blue collar to wife beater. Like I remember, like when I was 16, I was working at that place Caravan. Like I had a real grown ass man job, and man job is not a word I should use anymore.
No.
That's a gross sounding word. Man job. I was
thought that
16 and I got a man job,
That was your
Tony.
nickname in high school, dude.
Oh no.
And I remember like, oh, is everybody in this house just gonna sleep in? I'm gonna wake up at 6 and go to work. Like, oh, I'll make the coffee, Mom. I don't mean to wake you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, so nobody here has jobs anymore?
Did your parents
and then
take
he
all
like,
of your money?
still
It's still. It's back pay.
did not stop. Yeah, after she lost my mom lost her job at York International. It was like there's no good jobs after that. Elyria went tits up fast.
Yeah. Now there's like literally nothing there.
No.
The mall is gone.
Yeah, that mall is shit.
It didn't always used to be.
No, I remember like when I like
People actually went to the movies at the mall before.
right.
Like you never even thought there's a movie theater there.
I was 18 when I moved to Elyria because I was like I'm getting the fuck out of my parents' house. We were living in Worcester at the time, and all my friends lived in North Ridgeville. So I was like, well, I'll still be a couple
Split
minutes
the
away.
difference.
Yeah, I'm right next door, and that was like 2003. So I mean, Elyria seemed fine, cool at the time. You know.
I mean, I still love that city. I love it because it's dirty and gross. You know what I mean? That's my.
I've been away so many times though, and I just always come back.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know,
It's just home.
stomping grounds.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And it helps that you fucking know everybody too.
Yeah, it helps, and it is also a bad thing, because there's people that you know that you wish you didn't. You're
Yeah.
like, fuck, man. This guy again, now I got to say hi and have a 5-minute conversation
Yeah.
about some bullshit that I don't even care about.
Right.
That does get old. Or it's like the things I like about it are the dirt and the grime. You know what I mean? But there's days when you're like, I gotta listen to this bitch fight with the clerk over what you could buy on a WIC card again.
Yeah.
This is a thing. Like when I'm in a good mood, I like this but it's not right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it gets old quick.
You know what I loved about living in that location where I was in the downtown square area is that Bugsy Speakeasy was right around the corner.
It still is.
Oof.
It's like one of the lone survivors of Broad Street.
I can't
Yeah, it is.
believe. And
the C-section scars on
Oh,
those
yeah.
women.
For those of you that
no.
aren't familiar with Illyria or what Bugsy's is, it's a Z-grade strip club.
That's being nice.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, they charged admission to get in, and then there's also a 2-drink minimum. It's like, dude, your women are not good enough here to be having a 2-drink minimum. You should let them have the first beer free, and if they enjoy it, then stay.
Yeah.
They're
It's bad.
special needs kids from like 2 classes above you. Like that's where they all go in to get a job.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
at the time, maybe like a year or two later, and I was in this band, and my buddy, one of the dudes from the band, came over. We're hanging out, and we were drinking at the house. I'm like, let's go down to the strip club because our other buddy and his girlfriend lived at the corner of Broad and Middle, like where that comic shop is. It was like
Yeah.
the governor's or the mayor's old place.
Yeah.
They lived in his apartment.
Yeah, Billy Grace lived above it.
Yeah, that's the apartment that Mikey and Kathy moved into.
Yeah.
You're talking about Mayor Keys. I remember that.
No,
for some
he's
reason.
talking about Grace.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know that one.
I mean, I don't know what the
Yeah.
background of Illyria is. So, and they said that they saw a midget walking into Bugsy's and that it could be a stripper. So we're like,
We got to check this out.
we have to check it out. So we go in there, and we're like looking around. We're like, okay, it's still gross in here, and we order a drink, and we're like, okay, we're like, yeah, we'll take like 2 high lifes, and then we hear, and I'll have a rum and coke, and then we turned around, didn't see anybody, and looked down. And it was like that, like John Lovett's like, whoa, where did you come from? It's this like little like Puerto Rican midget, and I was like, fuck yes, and I was like, get her fucking rum and coke, dude. I hit him on the arm. It's like, buy her one. He's like, okay, yeah, and a rum and coke for the lady. So we're like talking to her for a second, and then him and I like sit in like the separate chairs, and she's kind of like there's a stool in between us, and
She said, if you want a lap dance, you got to sit crisscross applesauce.
well, it was great to watch her crawl up on the stool to sit up there in between us.
Did you pick her up?
No, that would probably been more gentleman
She
of me.
climbed up on that stool like a toddler getting Cheerios off the refrigerator.
Yeah, oh, that's exactly it. That's the perfect visual for everybody listening. So then she's sitting there, and then she's talking to us, and we're getting really bored. We're like, okay, the thrill is over. This lady here, and so then now as she continues talking, and she's telling us that she raps, and she does shows at Peabody's, and I was like, how have I never heard of this? I want to go to one of your shows. And then we're just like watching the girl on stage, and we're just kind of quiet for a second. She's like, hey, you guys. And we look over, and she just pulls her tits out, which were these like flat pancake boobs.
Oh no.
And we're like, oh, cool. Thank you. And then she pulls her top back down, and she's like, can I have $1?
$1. That's a high class hoe.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was like, oh, yeah, here's 2. I mean, she's asking for the $1. Like, you guys aren't paying attention to me. Here's my tits.
Can I have $1?
Yeah, can I have $1? Yeah. I was like, this is amazing. And then we're like, okay, we have to get the fuck out of here.
Let's never ever go here again.
Yeah. I've gone up there with Toomey, and he went up to the stage, and he's like, the girl like would wrap her legs all the way, like his face is buried in this girl's disgusting vagina.
Oh no.
And she's just shaking his face like this, and then he just sticks his thumb out like this while his entire body is having a seizure from this girl's legs shaking his
He's
entire
like,
face.
I got this.
Yeah, he just sticks a thumbs out, like this, and we're just dying at the fucking bar.
I've
no.
never actually been there, but I've gone there to pick people up. Like when people are
never
like,
had a Bugsy's
"Hey,
experience?
no," and you know why? It's because of my time skateboarding. I would skateboard in that back lot, there's a couple rails and a couple drop offs. That bank when that bank was broke down
we
behind there.
smashed 40s
that was a
back
great
there.
place. Yeah. And I would see them be dropped off, and I'm like, I don't want to see any of these people naked. Like when I turn 18, 21, whatever age I am, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
But I would get calls from friends where they're like, this guy's out of hand, you need to come pick him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or family where I'm like, I gotta pick somebody up there, but I never been in there to hang out.
Oh man, Toomey's paid the girls in there to fart in like friends' faces and stuff.
He definitely seems like that type of guy.
Yeah, he is. He's exactly that type of guy.
I mean, that's not far from yourself, though, Tony.
Yeah, that's true. I would pay a stripper to fart in my friend's face. I would do that.
Just so you could Snapchat it.
Yeah, and I'm more upset that I didn't think of it first.
There was you said pancake titties. And there was a bartender at, you guys have been to the train station?
Oh, yeah. I still go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a bartender for a short while. The train station is a crazy place in Elyria because
It's like a melting pot.
Yeah, and there are vagrants. Like there are people passing through from trains that like they took it down recently, but there was a place where there's a salvage lot back behind it, or like a recycling place behind it.
Yeah.
And there was an island, and in the summertime it would be all green, and inside of it would just be all tents, and they were all just hobos hopping trains and stuff like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
because
the Amtrak station.
because where I live on Cleveland Street, I'd walk the tracks to go to the train station, and it was like a roll of the dice in the summer, because you're like, I don't know, man, some hobo might jump out at me, but I can cut 3 or 4 minutes off. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's risking it.
So it's a fucked up place. But Pancake Patty worked there, and I gave her that name, and I came up with this little song. And it had multiple verses, but I'm only gonna tell you this: it was like like somebody was playing country music on a jukebox, and this was middle of the day, like when I shouldn't have been drinking, and I would sing "Pancake Patty, won't you flap your jacks my way," and like it would just like have verse after verse after verse about this poor lady that worked there.
Would she show her tits?
She would show off, like she would show up in like a tube top.
Oh, so you
and
can
it was just like, you're
see-
trying really hard.
Yeah.
But also maybe not.
But everybody can see what you're working with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, I felt bad for her, but that was the song goes on for about 15, 20 minutes because you just keep coming up with new verses. Pancake Patty, won't you flap your jacks my way?
I like her.
Yeah. There's some good people. Like I bought Hobo's pizzas there because they would sell like microwave pizzas pretty much, or like nachos. That's all you can get is like nachos or like these like gas station pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
And I've like traded pizzas for stories from Hobos there, like train hoppers there. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
yeah. That's my favorite thing is from my house I go to Sidelines, or now I like Little Brown Jug.
Oh, you go to the Brown
Hell
Jug.
yeah.
That's just...
I don't think I know that one.
It's a house that they turn into
It's
a
house
bar.
they turned into a bar.
Where is it at?
It's on Cleveland Street.
There's 2 of them. It's next to the other house that they turned into a bar called Mighty Quinn's.
Yeah, there is 2 of them. And you go in there, and it's always like the same redneck from West Virginia behind
Yeah.
the bar. And they hook up the drinks, and they're cheap. And there's like 2 pool tables, maybe 1. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's just a line of chairs, and you can sit there and get drunk for
So
cheap.
it's like as big as like ZZ's Big Top?
It's as big as like
No.
this
It-
attic.
yeah, it's a little bit smaller than this attic.
Well, this is about how big ZZ's is too.
I've never been in
Big
ZZ's.
Top seems like it's bigger when you're inside.
Fuck no, it's about as big as this attic, man. It's when you walk in, you have one kind of decently big
Yeah.
square space, and the bar's right there, and then the bar goes down to where the kitchen is, but you literally have maybe 2 feet between the wall and the stools along the bar, which are in the floor. Like
Yeah.
you can't move them.
Oh,
And,
there's
like-
a bar in a. Oh, go ahead.
And just like when you would go there for like the wing night, you're like, fuck yeah, it's like 20-cent wings when you eat them there, which they're fucking delicious.
Well,
But like you don't have, anytime you go there, there's no fucking place to sit. So you either have to be some sort of asshole holding your wings and trying to eat it with one hand,
Yeah.
or you're lucky to get there.
this
and
place doesn't really get that busy, but if it did, then it would be the same way because there's probably 10 stools. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a you know, it's a little.
and if
hole
you
in the
go
wall.
there and you tip the bartender, they're blown away by it. They're like, "Oh, $1?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's VIP. He's gonna get VIP treatment."
Bottle service.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's just $1. You sold me a Bush beer. You sold me a Bush Tallboy, and I gave you $1.
yeah.
Like, don't freak out over it. It's gonna be okay."
It's like being in the slums of Germany and you're just over there like,
I've gotten shithouse wasted there and spent more money on the touch tunes than I have on the beer. It's like, you know, the Terry Moore?
yeah.
It makes the Terry Moore look like a classy establishment.
Really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
you know I love the Terry Moore.
Yeah. Have you been there yet,
No.
Josh? We'll have to have a night that you and your buddy or your girl come out and hang out, and I'll bounce you around the bars because I know we've talked about it a little bit.
The Terry Moore,
But
they actually go to a refrigerator.
An
It's just
actual-
like being in your grandpa's basement.
Yeah, it's an actual refrigerator where they keep all the beers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like and the patio is fucking. It's actually a really nice patio back there. They
Yeah.
have it like lit, and there's like picnic tables and shit like that. But inside, it's small.
It's like dusty pictures of Bernie Kosar and like
But it's like comfortable.
dusty old
You know?
NASCAR
Yeah.
pictures.
You don't go in there and think, oh shit, am I gonna have to fight someone tonight? You go in there, you
No.
get drunk, you have a good time. and
Yeah,
you go home.
everyone's really cool. And the thing is, too, is like, you know, a lot of places have like a lot of drink specials. Every single day, they serve 12-ounce draft for $1, a 16-ounce draft for $1.50, and a 24-ounce for $2. And you're just, well, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get a 24-ounce for $2, and you're just fucking lit after you drink like 5 or 6 of them. The shots are cheap as fuck too, so you're like, let's do a bunch of whiskey or tequila, and you're like, I just wanted to start here and then move on. You're fucking hammered. You're
Yeah.
like, we can only do like one more bar.
Yeah.
There was one time in Elyria that I was living on Washington Avenue, not far from where you lived. Washington Avenue, like over by the library.
Oh, the
by
nice
the
side.
YMCA. Yeah. I was living in those apartments by the YMCA.
Oh, okay.
That's
And-
like what's closer to 57, isn't it?
No, it's
No,
like
it's
your
like-
street across Broad.
Yeah. It was right, like, not even a block away from where you were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Altfeld's Washington.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
My buddy Christoph and I,
Christoph.
Christoph and I parted ways. We were both in a bad way. We cleaned up our lives, got it together separately. He was in North Carolina, I was in Elyria, and I was living with Amanda in Washington Avenue apartment. And Christoph comes into town, and we're like, it's no big deal. We're
Don't
gonna
mean to
walk
cut
up.
you off. I do remember where the library is, and you're right, it is across the street.
Yeah.
Sorry. That just
Yeah.
popped in. Go ahead.
Right by the falls.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I'm like, Christoph's coming into town. We're just gonna go out and have a few drinks on a school night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We go to every bar downtown, including the bar that the only other white person in was a huge bartender, a huge lady bartender. And I bought everybody in the bar around because they were 50 cents for a little tiny cup of beer. I was like, everybody's getting one. I'm making friends.
Yeah.
I'm not getting stabbed tonight because
They
like the
closed all
heat
those
was on
places
us.
down.
Yeah, they closed them all down. And we went to every shithole there, and then kept going and drank ourselves retarded, and then needed food. Looked for food everywhere. And I don't remember what happened. I blacked out while we were walking, but I woke up to Amanda calling my phone over and over and over again at like 6 a.m. And I was in the parking lot of a tuberculosis check clinic, which I can't see the sign for that. All I can see the sign for is Lorain County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, man.
And
Shit, you made it far.
I went to all the way to Murray Ridge.
Yeah,
I made it
that's
to
what I was gonna
Murray
ask you.
Ridge.
That's where it was.
Yeah, where
That's
where
in
the
that more
Lorain
like-
County Jail is.
It's
Yeah.
right next to the county jail.
Yeah.
It's in the same parking lot.
That's
as
probably
the Lorain
like a
County
30
Jail.
yeah,
minute
that's
walk
right,
from
yeah.
downtown. Maybe more.
What is that? What's that street there?
Murray Ridge Road.
Yeah, but there's in there. Oh man,
I think it's Murray Ridge and Infirmary.
infirmary. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I wake up there and I answer the phone, and then I'm like, no, what happened? I look over and Christoph's asleep next to me.
Just
And-
outside?
No, in the car.
Oh, okay.
We're in his car. And I was like, oh, no. Who's in there? Who are we waiting for? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it together, and I'm like, no way. What happened? And then it turns out that I was giving him directions to, like, Taco Bell or Domino's Pizza. And I fell asleep while I was giving him directions, and he just kept going until he no longer had any more turns to make, and decided to fall
That's
asleep.
more of like the kind of country or area of Elyria.
Yeah, it's super rural.
Yeah.
What? It's not even really Elyria. I think it's a Elyria Township.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, actually.
And then I was like, this is why we can't have Christoph coming to town anymore.
do they still have what were the bars that were there downtown? Like Mardi Gras, Vicks, and what was
Vicks,
the
Rack and Roll.
Rack and Roll.
All in one building, yeah.
Yeah, those are all still there.
No, they're all still there, but they're not.
Some
the
guy just
bars
bought
aren't
them.
there anymore.
Yeah, some guy just bought them. The guy that put in Foundry bought that building.
Okay,
Oh,
so but all three of those places are just out of commission though?
They're not bars right now, to my knowledge.
Yeah, there's only a couple liquor licenses downtown. There's Boomers, Pudges,
I remember
Foundry.
Pudges.
Elian's closed down. Elian was the bar I went to that bought
Elian.
everybody
Oh
around
yeah, I
it.
definitely would have bought everyone in there.
Yeah.
If I was the only white guy. It's like all the gangsters hung
I
out
made
there.
some good friends. Some guy was like, "Are
You
you?"
made some good connects.
I made some good connects. But there were like guys that were like, "You looking for a date tonight?" And they were just pimping chicks. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Pimping
yeah.
They're like,
Pimping
"No,
Mosey's
thank
chicks.
you."
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember getting asked that because I lived right there.
Yeah.
So I would be like,
Oh, tell
I'd be
that you a
walking
girl story.
huh?
Tell that you a girl story.
Which girl story?
Yo, you a girl?
Oh. All right, so back when I was living in Elyria, and I was just talking about
This is my
how
favorite
my
story.
hair was at the time, and all those pictures are all on MySpace, which I tried to log into, and there's only like one picture on there. But so I had hair down to my nipples, like
Oh, you were that guy?
I had long hair. Yeah. And when back then I was like when I was cutting lawns. I mean this. Like 18, 19.
Yeah.
And so, like, the tips of my hair were, like, bleach blonde just from being out in the sun.
That was another '90s thing, dude.
Yeah, well, I know. It's not that I...
Frosted tips.
But no. This isn't because, like, I dyed it. Like, I'm talking about the ends of my hair, and this is from being out in the sun from cutting, like, lawns and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was just naturally that way.
Yeah. So, like, the girlfriend I had at the time, we lived together, and I remember we were walking to, like, wasn't there, like, a CVS that was a couple blocks down?
Yeah, so there's a Rite Aid.
A Rite Aid
Rite
or
Aid,
something?
yeah.
Yeah.
Still there.
Yeah. So we went there to, like, grab a couple things, and then we were walking whatever that little side street is that's...
I don't think anybody knows what that street is called. It wraps around to 2nd Street.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I think it's Depot Street.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Freddie
But
knows.
we were walking down there, and you're talking. Oh man, that's a different.
I'm talking
story.
about you're late at night,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
smoking
okay,
a
all right,
cigarette.
all right, I'll do that one next since I've already started this story. So, anyways,
You got more than one of these?
oh yeah.
Dude, get up after the first one. I'd be like, we're getting a haircut tomorrow.
So my girlfriend at the time, we're walking down the street, hand in hand, and all of a sudden this car creeps up from the back and starts screaming like for us to like, fuck yeah, like suck each other's tits. And I turn around to look to see what it is, and there's a bunch of dudes in the car, and I had a big fucking like Viking beard and like mustache. And they go, oh, what the fuck? Cause like from the back, and I used to wear girls' jeans. So, and I was like super skinny. So like from the back, you see these two skinny chicks with this like tight jeans and fat ass, long hair. And I turn around to see who's yelling at me, and they're like, "Oh, that's a fucking dude," like.
I'm talking about the one.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. So, so another night. So when I was living at 2nd and Middle still, I go outside to have a smoke. And it's nighttime. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock, 11:30.
I thought this was like after bars closed, like 3 o'clock.
I don't know. It was really...
Like I remember the story. Your old lady passed out.
Yeah.
And then you went just to catch a smoke outside, and you're
Right.
playing on your phone.
Yeah. So yeah, I was on the phone with my buddy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like pacing back and forth. I get to where the corner is, and I kind of start walking down a couple of buildings and just pacing. I'm on the phone with my buddy having a smoke. Well, as I'm walking back towards like the corner, there's one car sitting at the intersection of 2nd and Middle, facing to come down to Broad Street.
That's your mark, Tony.
So as I look over, it's like this like fucking Cadillac, and I see like the lights flash, right? And I was like, that's weird. And so I turn around and I start walking back, and as I turn around again, the light's still going. I still had red. And as I'm walking back, then the fucking horn honks. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm on the phone with my buddy. I was like, yo, someone's either going to be come by and fucking hit on me, or there's going to be a fucking drive-by. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I was like, stay on the phone with me here. And then all of a sudden, the light turns green, and this car just fucking creeps up, and I was like, God damn it. And all of a sudden, it stops right in front of me. Passenger window goes down. There's this black dude driving the car, and he goes, yo, you a girl? And I go, no, I have a dick, motherfucker. And he's like, shit. And then rolls the window back up and takes off. It's like this older black dude.
When Tony told me that story, after that, like anytime I saw him and I was far away, like there'd be times when I'm walking home from the bus from school, like down Bunts, and I just see Tony on the stairs smoking, and I'd go, "Yo, you a girl?
Yeah.
Is that a girl?" Or I'd ride my bike on the other side of the street. I'm like, "Hey, is that a girl?"
Yeah. Because I had long hair and girls'
And this
jeans.
dude just looking for somebody to hook up with.
Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure it was a girl first.
Yeah. He's like, I can't tell. It's dark. I feel like there's facial hair there, but yeah, man. I used to get harassed a lot. I know it's like I spent that time being
Sexually
a woman.
harassed?
Yeah, I know it's like to be a woman. Being harassed.
It's gotta be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did it to yourself, Tone.
No, I get it, man.
And
I
then
spent that time with long hair, tight jeans, and then dudes thinking I was a chick from behind. I was essentially
You went from
living.
that to buying thongs and fishnets and having them in your.
No, that was
in your
before
dress.
the long hair, and girls' pants. Living the life of a woman. I did that for a couple years, and turns out, dudes just call them faggots all the time. So that's weird. I don't know why they do that. Yeah, man. Larry was the time.
Yeah, Illyria is still a time, man.
Yeah.
It's like a great place to people watch.
I know that's your guys' like home base, but I'm glad I was only there for a couple of years, and then
Yeah.
I came out to the Lakewood, and I've been here ever since.
But I'm sure it's like you have your stories out here too, though.
Oh yeah, lots. I guess you've heard most of them. Well, I
Yeah.
guess a good chunk of them.
What else you got over there concerning the 90s?
Oh man, back to the '90s.
Oh yeah, I guess we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah.
That happens.
I don't really got too much. Like, just stupid stuff that you remember watching. Like
Something like
when
the.
MTV actually played music videos.
Oh yeah, remember like pop-up video?
Yeah, pop-up.
I loved
video.
pop-up video.
Dude, that was a thing.
And then it felt so cool, like knowing all this cool shit about the band or about the making of the video. I'm like, I'm gonna tell everybody at school. They have no idea. I'm gonna be so cool.
I didn't have cable forever, so I know what pop-up video is, but I didn't experience
What
it.
about? Did you watch Beavis and Butthead when you were a kid?
Oh yeah,
At friend's
Everyone
house,
watched
yeah.
My dad and I would watch it, and like that's fine. But I remember like they were playing reruns like during the day. My mom was like doing laundry, and I was sitting in front of the TV because you just have a big giant fucking box TV, right? And I remember sitting there watching Beavis and Butthead, and it's an episode where they're at the drive-in theater and they ordered like hot dogs and stuff, and they're putting like condiments on. And my mom walks into the room with a big basket of laundry, and at that time Beavis has his hand over his hot dog going back and forth. He's like, "Check it out, Butthead. I'm stroking my wiener." And my mom's like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I was like, "Oh no.
Oh,
You
you're
weren't
in trouble.
supposed to know about this.
Yeah.
This is mine and Dad's thing."
yeah, or exactly, or like Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch was fucking cool.
You know what? Because I slept on the couch as a kid, and I sleep on the couch as an adult also. I'm just a couch guy. Oh, you remember us talking about if I was a big spoon or a little spoon and how you like being the little spoon sometimes?
Oh yeah, I love
You
being a
remember
little spoon. Yeah.
I thought about that since then.
Okay.
Maybe I sleep on a couch so that the couch could be my big spoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That couch is your jetpack.
The couch.
Yeah.
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 That's what I always call. If I get to be big spoon, then I'm the jetpack.
Dude, I'm not a guy that enjoys spooning at all.
No?
My wife can't stand it, but that's just not me, man. Like, get too hot sitting next to somebody like that. I'm like,
Well,
hey, get the fuck over there.
No,
Give me my
I get it,
space.
especially in like hot summer days. But I mean, you guys been together forever, right? How long
Yeah,
you
like 10 years.
Yeah. So like it gets to a point. It's like, look, we don't have to do this anymore. I want to sleep comfortably.
Right, like we have
you
sex
wanna
and then
sleep.
go to separate rooms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you same time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it all over again. Like I'm single, so when I start dating somebody, then I'm like,
When you
It's the
finally
honeymoon
trick somebody
phase.
into that
Yeah.
bed, you want to enjoy it.
yeah.
Dude,
So like
Tony
after
is a slayer, bro.
Yeah. I know it. Shh.
people are gonna hear this.
The
Yeah.
trifecta.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I remember falling asleep watching TV, and it was like watching the most innocent bullshit ever, like some rerun cartoon. And then, like as the night went on, I'd be asleep, and then when my mom would wake up and go to work, it would be just like 2.5 hours of Girls Gone Wild commercials.
Yes.
So
Oh,
my
yeah.
mom comes downstairs and she's just like, was he just watching like 15 hours of Girls Gone Wild?
Just the commercial.
Like, no, just,
Or like the spring break videos. Oh man, it was exactly like that. But that's another thing about like being a little kid. Like our cartoons were way cooler, cooler than these guys' cartoons nowadays. Like
Ren
you have
and
nieces
Stimpy.
and nephews.
I have 2 nephews, but they're not. I mean, the one's like 6, so I mean, he probably has his regular cartoons. He
But I mean,
watches.
like, were you around whenever he would like start watching and stuff? Because my sister had a kid when she was 19, and so she still lived at home. And I just remember having to watch like some of the stuff they watched, and it's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like the cartoons when we were a kid were kick ass.
Right. Now, is it kick ass because it was ours growing up, or is it because like
yeah, like
we're adults now?
What are
looking
your
at, like,
what were your favorites as a kid?
Ren and Stimpy.
But even
Doug.
like before that, Doug.
Doug was great.
Yeah.
I even watched Rugrats.
Yeah, I didn't have cable, so I'm like, yep, all right, okay, go ahead.
So you have like
I know
Jetsons
what they
and
are.
Flintstones.
All you have was
Flintstones.
soap operas like
No, it was Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck was
Darkwing
fucking
Duck.
sweet. Yeah.
Tailspin,
Tailspin
You
was
remember
great.
Tales from the
Even-
Crypt?
Gargoyles.
Fuck yeah, Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, dude.
Gargoyles.
Thundercats.
Thundercats, DuckTales.
DuckTales, yeah.
Yeah, man, those were all sweet cartoons.
Yeah.
And even like the shows that we had, like the Nickelodeon shows. Salute Your Shorts. Hey
That was
Dude.
all the 90s
Pete
too,
and Pete.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
Pete
Dude.
and Pete. What Would You Do? My Brother and Me.
Dude Ranch.
Dude Ranch. That was a
Dude
fucking
Ranch.
awesome album.
Camp
You know-
Anawana.
yeah,
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
What was that called? What was that cartoon where they were like, or not the cartoon, the show?
Salute Your Shorts.
Was that Salute Your Shorts that
Yeah.
had Dude Ranch in it?
No, there's Hey Dude.
Hey
Right.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
it. But it was called Dude Ranch where they were.
Oh yeah, where they
Exactly,
were.
yeah.
Yeah. See now when you
Hey
said
Dude,
yeah,
that's it.
Hey,
Hey,
Dude.
dude.
Yeah.
Supermarket sweepstakes.
Yeah,
that
dude.
that wasn't a cartoon, but that was my shit.
Yeah, it was still a fun show. When you're, I thought about this earlier, but I didn't bring it up. Now you mentioning Dude Ranch reminds me of Blink-182,
Okay.
which is the
That's a
main
90s
album that
band.
has "Damn It." You know, it's what everybody knows them as. When they came out with the next album, the Enema of the State, which had like "What's My Age Again" and all the small things, I remember staying home sick from school one day and seeing the "What's My Age Again" video, and my mom left to go run errands or whatever. And I lived in Fairview. I skateboarded all the way to fucking the record exchange that was by Great Northern Mall. And I lived where the Burger King is at 227, you know, like in Fairview and Lorraine.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I know that area.
Okay, so like I skated all the way to basically fucking Great Northern Mall to get the fucking that Enema of the State CD. Which
Yeah.
was, I was thinking about this when we were talking about, we were like, can you imagine like an 11-year-old kid like riding his bike, you know, from like Elyria
See, I
to
wasn't
Lorraine?
even able to go to the CD stores. I had to have my radio right there, have my tape in, have my finger on record, and wait
Yeah.
for the song to come on. Bam! That was my.
I had so many tapes of that, recording the shit off the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
I had a Jammin'
with your
92.3 Kids Club card.
Jammin' 92.3 Kids Club.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was a real thing. Never did anything with it. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but I had one.
Kids Club card.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you were talking about staying home and stuff. Like, did you ever have any sweet tricks to get you out of going to school when you were a kid?
No,
My
my
grandpa
mom was
taught me
usually
a
pretty.
sweet
My mom was
trick.
either like, I know you're not sick, but that's fine. I like that when you get to stay home because it's just me and you, and we get to like go out and do things, and we go out to lunch.
So
and-
again, you had the cool mom.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "No, walk your ass to school. There's 5 feet of snow out there. I don't care. Walk."
Oh, yeah.
So my grandpa taught me that. My mom, I don't even know why, but back then she had one of those. Remember the old school thermometers? They had like mercury in them.
Oh yeah.
Well, my grandpa taught me if you put a bunch of pennies in your shoe, it will make your temperature go up because of the thermometer that you use. So I used to do this all the time. But like,
Did it work?
$2 worth of shoes? I don't know. We would have to actually test this now to see if
Yeah.
it really
Boy.
worked, or my mom was just like, you know, fuck it, you can stay home.
Okay, gotcha. That's
So
where
I
we
used
were
to
kinda
put
going
like
with it.
$2 worth of pennies in my shoe and just be like, Mom, I really don't feel good. I got a fever. Like that was my ultimate trick. And like my grandpa taught me this, so I took it as fact, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
And
who knows
Grandpa's
now?
just drunk. He's just like, listen here, you little asshole. Yeah. He's like, this is gonna be so funny when your mom starts
Like,
telling the story. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like-
he had trying to get away. I know he took his shoes off. Didn't even take the pennies out. I found him in there.
That was my trick. I don't know if it worked. It worked for me because I got to stay home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any cool tricks to stay home.
No, I didn't do anything. Yeah, I would just either just say, hey, Mom, I don't feel good. And that's what I'm saying. Like, she knew. It's not like I had a fever. Like, I think I would try to be, like, under my blanket so I'd be warm. So when she would come over
Just
and, like,
to
feel your
head?
forehead,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you are warm. It's like, yeah, mama. Ugh.
Stick your head in the dryer.
Yeah. Do you guys remember Pogs?
Oh, Pogs were a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the banana slammer. I remember I had that. And so like everyone would get together from the whole neighborhood, and you'd have your little tube of Pogs, and you'd get together. I don't even remember. Do you remember how to play?
Oh yeah, I still have an entire container of them.
I don't anymore.
My sister Gina like loved them when we were kids, and so when she was growing up, I teach her how to play. It was like her favorite thing to do because we were 8 years apart. But she still has like my container that has all the Pogs, and there's a couple of slammers in there.
So like
you put the
you just
Pogs
stack 'em,
upside.
right?
Yeah, you put them upside down, and then
But
you
you
throw
put
the
'em in a
slammer.
stack, though, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then whatever one's flipped over, you
Those-
got to keep.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it was almost like gambling as a kid. You know, they're training you. Like this is how life works.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Playing for keeps.
I just went to when I went to Put in Bay for that bachelor party. There were dudes that came up with a drinking game that was Pog related, but all the instead of having like regular Pogs, it was like legit poker chips, like clay
Okay.
chips, and but they were all into it. I sat there and watched for a little bit, and then I was like, whatever. I'm
Oh,
gonna
how
go.
do you play this game?
They have all sorts of rules. It was like pretty intense, and
It
I was
sounds
not
pretty
into
cool.
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's something I love playing drinking games.
I mean, you're drinking anyway, so
Yeah.
why not have fun while you're doing
Yeah.
it?
Exactly.
Well, I was like, no, and they were way too enthusiastic about this game. That's
just
why.
couldn't get into
Because I'm not fun. That's why. Because I hate
If everyone
happiness.
was sad, like, man, fuck this game. Freddie
Yeah,
would be the
that's
best
all I
there is.
wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wanted everybody to hang their head like me and smoke cigarettes and drink beer. That's it. Is that too much to ask? Everybody have a bad time?
Well, the reason I bring this Pog story up is I had to be, I don't know, probably 12 or so, 13. And I had this friend, EJ. And he lived with his grandma. And I'd go over to his house, he'd come over to mine. I remember, like, we'd hang out and listen to, like, the Dookie album. And we'd play Pogs or video games or whatever. And one day, I went over his house, and he had, which was called, like, a torpedo slammer, which was, like, it stood up taller and it had, like, a little, like,
It
whirl
was a
to it.
cheater.
Yeah, essentially, because it had a lot of weight to it. So he's like, yeah, I got this new slammer. It's really cool. And, like, when you had Pogs, like, if you had 8-ball Pogs, those were, like, cool ones, like
Yeah.
Skulls. You know, like, there were certain ones were, like, the best Pogs to
Right.
have, right? So we're over there, and we were playing a couple games. And he's like, you want to play for keeps? And I go, okay, sure. And I was like, well, what are we playing with? He's like, let's go 8 balls. And I was like, all right. So we're, like, dumping out our Pogs in our own piles, and, like, we would do, like, 5 8-ball Pogs each. So we put them in one stack. And so he flips over, or he fucking throws it down, flips over 2, and then I, like, slam it down, and I get, like, almost the entire stack, which he's, like, upset about. And then he goes to slam again, fucks it up, and then I slam, and I get all the rest of them. This ruined his whole fucking day. he's like, you cheated. And I was like, no, I didn't. You watched me do this. He's like, oh, I want them back. And I go, no, it's not my fault. You flipped your own 2 over. These are mine. I flipped them over fair and square. We played for keeps. This is your idea. They're mine now.
Right.
He's like, no, give them back to me. I go, no, fuck off. These are mine. And he's like, I'm going to call the cops. And I was like,
I'm gonna call the cops.
I was like, prove it. He goes into the office, picks up the phone, hits 911.
Oh shit!
And I run in there, and I hang up the phone. I was like, are you fucking serious?
Now they're on their way.
Yeah, and he's like, give them back to me. I was like, the cops are on their way. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, as soon as you dial, they send cops over. I was like, dude, you're in deep shit, dude. He's like, nuh-uh. He's like, just give me back the Pogs. I was like, no, these are mine. I want them fair and square. Within 30 seconds, fucking cop showed up to the house. I was like, you're going to jail, dude. And the fucking cop comes inside, and, like, his grandma had no idea what the fuck is going on. So she opens up the door to the cop and, like, hey, you called 911? She's like, what the fuck? So, of course, she yells for him. And then we, like, walk over there, and it's like, what happened? And he's like, well, this is my friend, and we were playing Pogs, and he's keeping them, and I want them back. And you can see the look on the cops, like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right.
Like, 2 fucking, like, 12-year-olds, you know, like. So then essentially, you know, it's like when you're at, like, a friend's house, like, you have to sit in the other room while they're getting yelled at, you know. So the
Right.
cop and the grandma go into, like, the living room while I'm, like, in the back room, and I can hear them, like, talking to him about the importance of 911 and what it's actually supposed to be used for and whatever. And then I had to fucking give him back. Fucko.
You had to give them back?
Oh yeah.
So
The
the
cop-
grandma or
End
the
result. For
cop?
Yeah.
keeps was not for keeps.
Yeah. The cop and the grandma's like, just give him the pogs back, and then you guys could be friends again. It's like, I don't want to be your friends.
Nope, now with a snitch.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking stitch.
I'm going to need you to keep some secrets in the future.
How can I expect you to be my friend if you can't keep a fucking secret?
Right?
Or
Calling the
keep
cops.
your word. Shit.
Yeah.
It was his idea, right?
I think in the 90s it was also, like, end of the 80s, early 90s was also the time in which there was the hard-to-get toy. Like, the toy that everybody wanted that was hard to get.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things. Like, all of a sudden, that's what came up.
Like,
It's also
it
like...
was every toy in my family. They were
Every-
all hard
that's
to
the way I
get.
feel, too. They're all hard to get, yeah.
And that was all like during like Christmas time,
Yeah,
Always.
especially Christmas
The
time.
one hyped up thing.
Yeah.
What was it for you?
Like the
I can't even think of one
I don't
either.
know, yeah. But I remember the Tickle Me Elmo was a huge thing. I was already past that, but I remember I was old enough to remember that was like a huge thing, and hearing on the news about it, and like people were like fist fighting each other for that Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah.
But I remember, and that's it's like
Coming out 2017, Tickle Me Freddie Miller.
Tickle me, Freddie.
Freddie Miller.
Yeah. Go ahead, give him a tickle. See what happens.
It's like that movie Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
that Christmas movie where they have that like rocket
Action
toy
figure thing,
action
yeah.
figure. Yeah.
But that, like, we were also the first that had commercials for toys, and like they were always like, so, like Whammo would have a commercial, would be like super energetic, talking fast, and being all crazy. Make something look like it could do something it definitely couldn't.
No.
Glow in the dark yo-yo.
Yeah.
Oh, the Duncans, man.
The Duncans. That was a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Dude. I always sucked with yo-yos. I
wasn't-
had a bunch of them.
I wasn't amazing, but could do like some stuff, like around the world and
Yeah.
walk the dog.
Yeah, everyone could walk the dog.
All right, can
you
you
had
walk
a
the dog?
If you had a Duncan, you could walk the dog. If you
Fine.
had like $1, yo-yo, you could throw it down and it would stay there.
Yeah.
That was what my whole family got for Christmas. Here you go, kids. The latest
There's a
yo-yo.
bunch of yo-yos.
Yeah.
My
Our
string
yo-yos
broke.
didn't work either.
You're like, use a shoelace. You
Our
know?
yo-yos didn't work either. It was just a matter of time before we used them as weapons. You know?
Yes.
You're like trying to wrap it around your brother's ankle as he runs away from you.
It's a caltrip now.
Yeah.
What about Bloody Knuckles?
Oh,
Like
I
with
was
the-
just talking to
With
somebody
the, like
about
where you
that.
use the coin?
Oh, we use rulers.
Yeah.
We would just like snap a ruler.
Oh no, I'm talking about you spinning like a nickel or a penny,
And if
and
you
then
can
you had to
stop
like
it
you had to
with your
stop it.
finger,
If you
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
do it, then you had to like fling it. The person had to put their fist down on the ground, and then you would flick the fucking penny, the coin at their knuckles, and the first one to bleed lost.
Ah, I don't.
Did you have
remember if we
different?
played
You had
that
different
way.
versions of
There's
that?
there's all kinds. Like people would punch each other's fists. as
Yeah,
hard as
that's
you
what I
could.
remember.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
you go like this.
Yeah, and you just try to just
Yeah.
come down on top of theirs.
I remember
The
that.
first person to quit, lose, whatever.
We mentioned it the other day about the last podcast we did about how stressful it was to be a teenage boy
Mhm.
just because your friends were also teenage boys. Just like you're gonna get pantsed anywhere. Like how many times have you done that awkward thing where you're like spreading out your legs so like your pants don't
Just
go
when you
down
walk
any
by
it,
further? You're like, God damn it. And then your pants are hanging down a little bit low. It's stressful being a teenage boy.
It was.
Or atomic sit-ups. I was talking to somebody about atomic
Oh,
sit-ups.
is that what
Remember
they put the bandana over their face?
You're
and
like, yeah,
someone's-
you can't do a sit-up when your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
You have no equilibrium. And then somebody's laying down, and then like, yeah, I can, I got this. And then as soon as they come up, they meet, they're nose deep in your asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny forever, but like you got to be on the lookout nonstop.
I kind of, well, I guess my friends and I guess we kind of kept things going as an adult, and this was
Yeah.
actually at the Bunt's house. We used to call this game called Pop, Lock, and Drop It. And anytime you're out anywhere, and we would usually do it when we're at the bar and something triggers, like, oh, I forgot about it. And you would fake swing like you're going to hit them in the balls. If they flinch, you put your arm out, like your forearm, like going left to right, and they would have to grab it with both hands, and they would have to pop, lock, and drop it right in front of everybody. Now, if you accidentally touch their pants or you hit their balls, then they would get to punch you.
Oh,
it.
shit.
But we would do it, especially when one of our buddies is like talking to a chick at the bar, and we just walk up like, yo, dude, just go like that. Like, oh, God damn it. Please don't make me do it. It's like, dude, you know the rules.
Like the little circle below the waist, you walk by the
Yeah.
hallways and get people to look at it, you slug them in the eye.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't even think kids do shit like that anymore,
Mm-hmm.
It's like they'll send you a funny meme or something. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it
their-
now. Memes and emojis.
I'd have friends like peeing at the urinal next to me, and then just like turn sideways and start peeing on you, and you're like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
I would do that.
That
Or
would
kids
happen
that would
all
pull
the
their
time.
pants to the ankles.
I
and
did
take a
that
piss.
too. Yeah,
I did that. That always got people laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember me and my buddy went to a Monsters game like years ago, and this fucking asshole wears flip flops
to a hockey game.
to a fucking hockey game. And like in between like first and second period, we went to go take a piss, and we're standing at the urinals next to each other, and I like look down and I see his feet, so I just start pissing on it. And he fucking lost his shit. It's like swinging on me in the bathroom, and then he's like, and I'm dying laughing. He's got his foot in the sink, trying to wash all the piss off. Yeah, like, you're the fucking asshole wearing flip flops to a hockey game.
That was
dummy.
all of high school. It was like you have to watch. Somebody's gonna piss on you somewhere. Like every high school boy, we just pissed on each other all the
And
time.
the more people that they can do it around, the worse it was for you.
Oh yeah.
Or it was not like guys would just constantly like have their dicks out and just like keep looking at you in your eyes and wait for you to be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or they'd sneak up on you with it. It's like, god damn.
Oh yeah, like we used to do that. Like we'd have like a ball hanging out,
Yeah.
and like you'd be like, oh man, I sat in gum. I'm like, ew, there's hair in it. Dude, you're pulling the ball skin through your zipper.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you fuckhead.
Yeah.
You know, we used to do that shit all the time. Actually, when I used to mow lawns, me and Blake, shirtless Blake, and our buddy Chris, the shop we were at was actually in that Elyria, what's it called? Like the rural area we were just talking about by infirmary. That area.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was one of
The township?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Elyria Township.
yeah. So one of Joe's buddies let us use like his like garage, and the door was like fucking up. And so like me and like the dude that our weed whacker guy, like we'd go in there to like open it up, and so Blake could back the trailer in, and he's like, dude, I got a really good idea. And so he's like, let's pretend that we can't open up the door, so Blake has to come help us. So we're like, kind of lifting the door and dropping it, and I was like, hey man, you have to come help us lift the door. It's all janky. And he's like all pissed off that he's got to get out of the truck and help us. At that moment, Chris drops his pants to his ankles, tucks in to do the goat, jumps up and grabs the rafters, and as soon as Blake fucking walked into the door into that garage, dude, he was probably like 2 feet from his like fucking ass, balls, and dick. He's like, you fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
was like,
man, like instant reaction would have been to just
punch his butt.
oh, that would have sucked for him, wouldn't it? He would have
Yeah.
instantly had regrets. Like, holy fuck, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Just punch his butt. He just
We called that the rhino. Like if you walked upstairs in front of somebody, you might get punched right in your butthole, and that was called a rhino. And
Yeah.
it hurts more than you think it does.
it really does.
It's stressful being a teen.
I know, man.
it was for us growing up. I guess now kids have it worse because even when they go home, they still have to deal with the shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, being a kid was great, dude. If
Yeah,
I could
I
do it
don't-
all over again, I would.
I don't feel like it was bullying ever. You know what I mean? My friends did some awful things to me. It was never bullying. They did it because they love me. They filled my shoes full of piss because they love me.
Yeah.
At least
They do
that's
that
what
a
I
lot.
convinced myself as I cried myself to sleep without cable
Without kids.
until
Watching-
without cable until Girls Gone Wild commercials came on, and then I cheered up suddenly.
Yeah, until you fell asleep watching
Until
it,
I
and then your mom
pretended
caught
like
you.
pretended like I was asleep when my mom came down.
Do you remember the scrambled porn? Like Cinemax or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
there'd be like a certain channel, and like it was like a porn channel, and it would be all like scrambled up, and like you occasionally like would see like a green boob.
It was just a channel that your family didn't have. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
And you could still flip to it, and it would be like faint, like things there, and you'd be like, was
Like
that a
it would
dick?
like scroll like up and down through the screen, and then occasionally like the lines would like move the right way where you see like boobs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember being at a friend's house and seeing that.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's a titty.
yeah.
Nope. That's just a Miami Vice episode, dummy. That's just a Miami Vice episode in monochromatic. Like, that's all we're watching.
Yeah.
I'm squinting my eyes. I don't see the titty.
Man, it was fun being a kid. I'm glad that we grew up the times that we did, because I think growing up now, not that we would know the difference,
right.
but that we do, it's awesome.
I feel like it's better to be a kid now.
Well, I mean,
You might
it's,
have more things,
yeah, and technology's way better,
but you
but I
definitely
feel
don't
like,
have more fun.
yeah, I think, yeah, we had way more fun just being outside and shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I do miss that. Like, I miss that now. Like, there's times when I'm like, this cell phone's kind of ruining everything. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's on their fucking phones.
Yeah.
I mean, the best that we had is like when Napster came out. Like that was like the most amazing thing that we're like, holy shit, we can download fucking anything, music and movies. Granted, you had to do it right before you went to bed, and then by the time you woke up, the file was finally done. But I remember like finding like naked pictures of like Cameron Diaz. You know, it's like, oh, Cameron Diaz nude? Yes, I'll download this.
Yes.
It's
It's really
it's
a virus. Your computer's dead the next day. You can't even turn it on.
Yeah.
Do you remember like people just showing up at your house?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine people
Is
doing
so
that
and
now?
so home? Yeah.
Well, that's
You'd
what
be
I
like,
said. Yeah,
What
when I
the
was-
fuck?
Dude,
Get
my
the
parents'
fuck
friends
off my
used to-
porch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But now
People,
it's just like, oh, we were in the area, so we stopped by.
Yeah.
Now it's like a series of 15 text messages before you really decide to stop by or not. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean, even when you go to like pick up somebody or whatever, you just text them and just go, "Hey, I'm outside. I'm here."
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever, and then they come out. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, when I go to like to pick up like Kev for like kickball and shit, I just honk the horn.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what it's
I'm not
come
gonna
to.
fucking text you. Like, you can hear the goddamn horn.
Or
you know?
there's a part to it where it's like, oh, they let you go home from work early, and you come home and you surprise your loved one, and it's like, oh, they're happy to see you. Now it's like, guess what? I get out of work early. You want to do something cool?
Yeah.
Nah, pick up milk on your way home. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
no romance to that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Those were good times. It was fun. I would do it over again. If I had a time machine or something, they said, hey, like time won't be affected like in your future or present time, but you can go back and spend, I don't know, maybe let's say just a week at any time in
I
the
would only
90s.
need one day. It's like the only good day I had. Like, just one good day. I'll take that.
I would do it, and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go back and finger this girl. I'm going to go back and play a band.
Like, now I know a
This
couple
was-
new tricks.
Yeah.
Like, do you still have the knowledge you have now?
Sure.
Okay, then
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you
I like
actually
that.
like have an idea of where the clit is, you know. I'm not saying you're actually gonna find it still, but you kind of know the general area where it is.
I wouldn't go back. I'm going forward.
Always moving forward.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
my
don't think I
childhood
enjoyed
kind of
childhood.
sucked, dude. Until I got a job and could do things for myself.
Yeah, that was like the most liberating thing, was like making a paycheck.
My first job was a paper boy.
Me too.
I was 14.
I only
think.
helped a friend do it. I never actually did it myself.
Oh, it sucked, dude. Saturdays and Sundays,
Oh.
you should be up at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
rolling
that's what I'm saying.
papers.
I
You
It
would do it
sucked.
on the south side at 5 in the morning and people are still awake. You get
Yeah.
robbed and shit like that. Like, I don't have anything but the news.
Yeah.
You're not interested in that. You
wanna
made the
be in
paper
it?
yesterday. You don't want to make the paper tomorrow, fucko. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a newspaper boy on the south side was rough. But that and then working at that convenience store. That you're like, oh, mom and dad ain't gonna buy me anything. I'm gonna buy it myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That feels great. Here's
Okay.
some would you rather's.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think we
We've been going a while, Tone.
yeah. No, it's on. We still have time. I've checked. We're good. I feel like we should dump some would you rather's in here. Are you ready for these, Mr. Renegade?
I will try my hardest.
Okay. All right. I prepared a little bit better than the last episode where I was just kind of skimming down and going through them. This one I actually circled a handful and be like, well, these should be fun. Which, by the
This will
way,
be awkward.
yeah, Josh and I were laughing today about the whole nipple-sized fingers or the finger-sized nipples.
Yeah. Can you imagine you trying to open your car door with nipple-sized fingers?
When he said that, I was like, that's an even better image than I already got.
I'm not even gonna give you guys a pleasure. When I leave here, I'm going through the trunk.
He's gonna put it in neutral and push it down the street.
All right, so the first one here is, would you rather crap yourself once a year in public or every day in private?
Oh shit.
So you're every
so
day.
business as usual, or every day's a bad day.
So it's, you every day you're shitting yourself. Nobody knows, but you have to deal with changing your underwear, cleaning up, or one time a year you shit your pants, but everybody you're with knows about it. They see you shit your pants.
I think I would still do it every day privately, because at one time, and you have to do it once a year.
Oh yeah, so this is until you're dead, once a year.
Yeah, so that every time the joke is gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger, and eventually you're just gonna off yourself.
Your
man.
friends are just going to be waiting for that one time of the year
Exactly.
where you're. But the thing is that they don't know that it happens to you once a year.
You don't know either.
I mean,
though.
they
Yeah.
know after the fact. They know.
after
Let's be real.
after like a couple of years happened, you've been shitting yourself. I mean,
Like,
yeah,
they
everyone's gonna
smell
know.
it. They're like,
yeah,
man, what is this leaking down this guy's leg once a year?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what-
every March 13th.
yeah,
Josh can't even walk out of the house. There's shit dripping down his pant leg.
yeah.
I'd way rather have that than every day.
I would do the once a year as well.
You guys are. I couldn't do it.
I pooping already for me is so fucking inconvenient to my life. I hate taking the time to have to shit. Because it's always like when I'm wanting to do something, I'm in the middle of working on something, I'm like, ugh, I have to go poop. And I would rather just do this.
Go poop.
Yeah, I just
You
rather
sound like a little kid.
yeah, I'd rather just do this once a year and just be like, fine, yes, okay, I'm Poopy Pants Tony, got it, once a
Let's
year.
get on with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would make a big production of it. It would
Yeah,
just be the
you might as
funniest thing
well.
ever.
I
You
guess
can-
if
you can
owned
have
it 100% and
Yeah,
made
if
something
you
out
owned
of
it,
You
you're
own
like,
it, you make a career out of
Guess
it.
who shit himself?
Yeah.
Drinks are on me.
Yeah, you can have a once a year. You fucking go to a big city, and you have a whole fucking show, and you make a big thing out of it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they have dudes that are out there doing dick tricks on stage, so you might as well have a poop pants thing.
Yeah.
You know,
That reminds me. I got a funny story. I'll make it quick. Oh, and I'll mention my old man had a heart transplant 27 years ago on Thursday. So that's a pretty big deal.
oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, he takes really good care of himself and takes care of his new heart. But he when I was a kid, he would walk around the neighborhood because that's his exercise.
Mhm.
He would walk around the block, the East Avenue block, which is 3.5 miles, and he would walk in jean shorts that used to be jeans, but they just like walked
cuts
away. And they
Oh.
were just like, because he power walks.
Forrest Gump jeans.
He power walks, so he's out there shaking his ass
yeah,
and shaking his arms because he can't run because his knees are all fucked.
yeah.
But we would go to the park and walk too, this walking trail. And one time he'd wear a bandana, his old man New Balances, and then jean shorts, no shirt, and he just haul ass. Right. One time he had to go to the bathroom, so he goes and takes a shit in the park bathroom. There's no toilet paper.
Oh no.
And he comes out and he's like, "There's no toilet paper." And I was like, What'd you do, Dad?" And he's like, "Well, I'm down one bandana and one sock." And I look down and he's got his old man socks pulled up. He's only got one sock on and his bandana's gone. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that came in handy, Dad."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we would all be doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. What do you
Like-
do at that
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever had to use my sock. I think I've always been well
Yeah.
enough. Like even shitting in the woods, I think wherever we were camping, we're like,
Consider yourself blessed.
yeah,
Oh man, I've used the sock plenty of times. Plenty of times.
To wipe your ass?
Fishing. Yeah, to wipe my ass.
Yeah.
Go fishing. I go fishing a lot when I was a kid. You never know what leaf you're gonna grab.
yeah.
You know, like I'd rather leave with one sock than like a rat,
Poison
a
ivy
fucking
ass.
rash ass.
Yeah. Okay, so would you rather have vaginas in your armpits or an armpit between your legs?
Vagina's in the armpit.
Okay. Why?
I just think it would be awesome. You could go up and grab your buddy's head, just bam, got a beefcake right in his mouth. Like it would just be something like to mess around
I
with.
like that.
Yeah, that's
know,
pretty
like,
good. What about you?
Anytime someone tries to tickle you, you come. Like
Do I also have a dick still?
Yeah. You're still you. You just either have vaginas in your armpits or you have armpits in between your legs.
I feel like they already kind of are.
Oh wait,
armpits.
so hold
they're
on,
leg
is the
pits.
armpit? Oh, so the armpit between your legs. Oh, instead of your dick, is this? What
Oh,
they're-
yeah.
Is that where that's
like,
going?
that's what I assumed.
Okay.
I'd rather have vaginas in my arms than armpit for my shit.
Oh yeah.
I'll be pussy pits, but I'm not gonna be dickless.
Yeah,
Right.
no. See, when I was first reading this, I was thinking of like the armpits like behind your knees, because it's kind of like the same crevice
Yeah,
as
the
like
knee
in your
pit.
armpit.
That's
Yeah,
just a shaved armpit, though.
fair. Yeah, I would be the old pussy pits too.
Yeah, I'd rather be pussy pits than dickless.
Yeah, and then maybe if you do enough yoga, you can like lean in and bang your own armpit. You don't have to worry
seems
about
like a lot
pulling out.
of work.
Yeah,
That seems like a lot of work.
you'd have to get some of those dick hardening pills from India.
Yeah, I got the hookup. DesiredMeds.com, everybody. This podcast is sponsored by DesiredMeds.com.
You've
If
heard
it
here
gets
first.
stuck in customs, they'll pay for it. If it gets stuck in customs, they'll pay for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
One more time, plug it.
DesiredMeds.com.
You've heard it here first. All right. Here we get a little more on a serious note. Would you rather drown or burn to death?
Oh shit. That's like a real serious question.
Yeah, because everyone's
Both of
been
them
there
suck.
where that like you're like running out of air when you're like swimming and you're like, I need to hurry up and get to the fucking
I think
top. and that
drowning is
feeling you get-
faster.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe because I guess you're gonna pass out, and then essentially the water just fills your lungs, and that's
Yeah.
why you die.
You won't wake back up. But I still heard that is painful. Like, can you imagine
From what, a dead guy?
No, just from like I don't know, TV shows, whatever. But they're saying like, you know, it's probably just as painful to drown as it would be to burn. I wouldn't want to do either.
Yeah, I think I would prefer the drowning though. Can you
absolutely.
imagine it being on fire for
No.
however long it's gonna take to
For you
fucking
to pass
take you
out.
down and actually be dead from it?
Yeah.
And if you have some fucking hero that comes over and sprays you down, then you're just a fucking
Melted man.
yeah
Yeah.
No, I'd definitely drown.
drown.
Yeah, you know what? Another reason why I'd rather drown? Because when I'm drowning, all you're going to hear is me going, blah, 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 blah. When I'm burning to death, you're going to hear me going, save me! I'll suck your dick! Save me!
That's true. No one can hear you crying underwater.
Yeah.
You just gone.
Let's see. What do we have next? Okay. Ready for this? Would you rather drink a cup of your mom's period blood or your dad's sperm?
I'll pass. on this
No,
one
you
first.
have to pick one. What's worse? Period blood or your dad's
Dude, this is like
balls of cum?
I always go with what's going to get you less sick.
That is what you always
Less
do.
sick.
But we're taking sick factor out.
Okay, then.
It's just you're drinking your mom's blood that fell from her vagina or the cum from your dad's balls.
Or you're like essentially your little brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking cannibal.
Oh no. I mean, you can't say mom, right? It's your mom. But at the
No,
same
I mean-
time, you can't say semen because
It's your dad. It's also, and it's cum. You're a guy, so you're like, dude, I don't want.
oh no, dude.
They're both gross. This is a toss-up.
I would
what
think-
you-
I
Hold your
think-
nose.
should do?
Hold your nose and throw it down.
I would
Oh,
probably.
plug your
I
nose
think
down.
I would go with blood, just for the fact that it's thinner, and I could just.
like this.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think that I would like all those little cummies are gonna be like stuck in my
Oh,
throat,
no.
maybe in my teeth. You know, I think the blood I can just get it right down
I
and
think
just
it's
take it like
probably-
a shot.
It's probably the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, I would do.
It also might. It's probably easier for your ma to come up with a cup of that than it is for your dad to come up with a cup of that.
Oh man.
He's like, "Don't waste a drop. I worked hard for that."
the bottom.
oh,
of
did
it's a
you?
week
so
old.
sweaty.
It's like I went dehydrated filling that cup up.
All right, so Josh, you're going blood.
Yeah, I'll go blood.
Okay, Freddie,
Yeah, sure.
blood. Okay.
Why not?
This is such a fun game. I love that we've added this to the show now.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
terrible.
It's so gross. And I think I have 9 of them here. And then I'm going to ask you the one. I'll get to it later. Let's see. Would you rather be a feminine man or a masculine woman? So either gay or butch, essentially?
Well, if you're the butch, do you still get chicks?
Sure.
Tony,
be the butch.
do you like who you are, or would you like to be a masculine woman?
I'm very comfortable with my sexuality.
Is that a girl?
Yo, you girl! Yeah, I mean, I guess essentially that's the question.
Yeah, so I would be like
Would you rather be gay or lesbian?
lesbian.
Lesbian. Freddie?
I like strong chicks. Yeah.
I, too, would be the lesbian.
Yeah, I admire strong chicks more than I admire feminine dudes for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a bit of a sexism thing.
Right. And I know there's like different, I mean, I don't know what all the different terms are for terms of being gay or lesbian,
Yeah.
but I know there's like power
Well, it doesn't mean that
bottoms
you're
and, like,
gay. It just means that
Oh,
the
just
question
a
doesn't mean that
feminine
you're
man.
gay. It just means that you're just not a manly dude.
Well, okay, I guess that.
So what if
But
that's like
what is
somebody
that-
who's like a super preppy dude, or a dude that's like a metro dudes? You remember those? That was a big
Yeah.
thing. So you got like a super metro dude. Would you rather be a super metro dude or like a tough chick?
I'd rather be a tough chick.
Yeah.
So you're
Whose
right.
period
Yeah.
blood would you rather drink? Her period blood or his cums? Or his cumsies?
His cumsies. I don't know. I guess fuck it. I'll go with the masculine woman.
Yeah.
I've been a feminine man my entire life, so
Switch
might as
it
well
up
try
a
the other
little
side of the fence.
If you can't beat him, join him, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. All right, so would you rather have an STD and never pass it on? So essentially, you know, like
That's so
you're not going to be having,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah, essentially,
No,
yeah.
because you can. No, you can still have sex and not pass them on.
Right? Yeah, true. But
You
let's-
don't consider it actual sex if you're wearing a condom.
I mean, if you want to have fake sex, that's fine. Or have everyone think that you have an STD. So let's say you have AIDS. Okay. Yes.
But you can't give it to anyone?
Well, no. There's a chance that you can, but you.
I
Never.
gotta see if Desired Meds sells AIDS medication first.
But essentially, never passing it on is that you're celibate. You know, like you're not gonna have sex with anybody on the chance of.
Then I would just rather
That-
have everyone think that I had one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the thing is too is that like people aren't gonna want to have sex with you because they think you have AIDS.
It's not like
Nobody knows that
I'll
you
just
have
go to
AIDS.
the clinic.
Nobody knows you have AIDS when you actually have it. But you
you're killing all
yourself,
these people.
but you yourself, you either have that moral thing going, do I still have sex and tell them I don't have AIDS, or do I just not have sex and just
I
make
couldn't do that
excuse
to
for it?
anyone.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
If someone did that to me, I can only imagine how
I mean, I don't think you're gonna have sex either way.
I mean, on the off chance that I could.
No, you personally. I don't
Okay,
think
so
you will.
listen.
I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, no, not you.
Oh shit. No, but so like, even if you had sex neither way, I would still rather not have the disease than
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause
I don't
then
give
you're
a
just
shit
gonna
what
die.
those people think of me.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. I don't give a fuck either.
Yeah, it's not like I'm fucking them. They're not
That
gonna
was
fuck
probably
me
the
anyways.
easiest one.
Okay, well, there's still more.
Oh no.
This one's kind of fun, and this.
And I'm living both those, so it's not so bad.
Freddie, this made me kind of think of you. Would you rather know what your pet thinks of you, or never hear them speak?
Never hear them speak.
I knew that was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever want to hear my pet speak either.
I would have my pet. You know, if I'm like,
What if he's like, "Hey, dickhead, I need to go outside, or I'm gonna shit in your shoe."
yeah, I would. Yeah, then I'd be like, all right, listen, dude, don't
Yeah,
shit
can
my
you
shoe.
imagine?
I'll
I
take
close
you
that
out."
door, I flip off the mailman over and over, right? And my dog's just like, how childish.
Yo, this is why
I would drown that bitch in the bathtub that day.
This is exactly why I knew as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is gonna be so
Yeah.
good.
You know
Just
what I
because-
do all day? Like the things I do? I get little songs stuck in my head and I repeat them over and over. I work by myself. I go insane.
And how many dogs do you have?
3.
Yeah.
All of them judging me?
Yeah, all 3 of them are gonna be yapping
Fuck
shit at
you.
you, dude.
Yeah. That's not going to happen. I came up with this little song, right? Because I enjoy some graham crackers and milk at night, like a sweet boy, right?
Right.
So my little song is, and I wear dumb slippers. I got hardwood floors, and I bang my little slippers on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And I sing this song. I go, I got some milk and some grams for the sweet boy that I yams. And it's like a little
love it.
happy time for me, right? It's me enjoying my milk and graham crackers.
I sing little songs
right?
with all the shit
Yeah.
they do all the time.
Like, can you imagine me stomping through the house, milking some grams for the sweet boy that I yams, and my dog's just going, ugh.
You
That's all I would
disgust me.
hear. All I would hear
All
is
day.
him go, ugh, and I would just drown him in the bathtub.
I would be cool with them talking, because then I'd be like, I don't know. It would just be make things easier. I'm like, hey, even if like I know dudes use dogs to go pick up girls. I'm like, yo, go do that move. Go get that girl over here to come talk to me.
It's no. This is what's gonna happen. They're not gonna work for you. They're gonna work against you.
Not necessarily. Not if we become buds.
They're like, oh, he said he was an office manager, accounts manager. You know what I mean? They're just gonna rat you out, and then it'll be like, you order a pizza, right? And they're like,
Oh
what's
man.
with that kibble you gave me, huh? You
Yeah.
got that whole pizza there, and you gave me some kibble.
Oh, you're
That's
right
some
though.
bullshit.
When they're begging,
Yeah.
You're right. They're just gonna be fucking with you the whole
Or
time.
they like it's late at night. You come home drunk and you're just sitting there a little bit depressed, and they're like, "So, spaying and neutering us? That's really rude to do." Like I just heard you beating off for the last 45 minutes, and now you took our right away. Like I can actually reach my privates with my mouth, and you made it so that I can't make cumsies anymore.
Yeah.
And then you got to look your dog in your eye and explain that to him.
Well, yeah, I'd be like, listen, motherfucker, you don't have thumbs to jerk off anyways. There's a reason why your mouth can reach all the way down there and mine can't.
Oh, also, your mouth can reach right here. How about some peanut butter,
Yeah,
fucko?
that's what I was going to say. I was just about to make a peanut butter joke.
You want a piece of pizza? Here you go.
Yeah. I would rather have the dog talk, I think. There's a lot of downsides to it. You bring up a lot of valid points.
Yeah.
But then I'd just be like, listen
You're
here.
too curious.
I'll
Like,
take you
would
to the
lo-
pound.
Oh, yeah, I really am. I'd be like, listen here, fuckhead. This is my pizza.
Or they like,
Once you go out and get a fucking job, then you
you
bring
ever
me some
see
money.
Air Bud? You ever see Air Bud?
Yeah. Why the fuck are you out there dunking balls? Why aren't you throwing fucking touchdowns?
Exactly.
Yeah. What did you say, Josh?
I think I would rather have them not talk for the same reasons. Like, if they're just sitting there staring at you in the fucking face, and you're just like, go on, go somewhere. Because I only have a cat. I
Yeah.
don't have dogs. Me and my wife just have a cat.
Uh-huh.
And he's a lazy fucker anyway. He'd probably just have nothing to say.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the
Moping around.
dogs are more active, and as
Oh,
I
that
knew,
would be bad too. You come home after a hard day, you got nobody to love, nobody to care about you, right? And then your cat ignores you.
Yeah.
You're like, I know you could talk.
Like, hey, change
talk
my
to
shit
me.
box.
yeah.
Did you hear that cool song I came up with about the graham crackers and stuff? You hear that?
Just
get rejected even by your own animal.
yeah.
You hear the way I rhyme grams with yams? That was me.
I came up with on my own.
Yeah. You got any cool little cat songs? It just ignores
Yeah.
you.
It's like fuck off.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I read that immediately you're just going to come to the judgment factor.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, fuck yes. I can't
See,
wait
like,
to bring
deep
this up.
down, he probably really goes home and talks to his animals.
Yeah.
Can't say shit.
All right. Would you rather never have to pee again or never have to shit again?
Oof.
I'm going shit automatically.
Shit's one time a day though. Pees all the time.
So what?
Yeah, but I think I still don't you actually enjoy taking a good piss?
Yeah.
I mean, you might not, Freddie, because it
Because
doesn't
of that
all
weak
come out
stream,
with one
it
stream.
takes too long.
Yeah. By the little boy stream, as Mr. Renegade says.
Yeah, it takes too long with that little boy stream.
Yeah.
So maybe I should give. Yeah,
Dude,
I give
you
up
don't
on
have
the
to have
pisses.
you don't have to have mud butt ever again. There's no diarrhea.
These things aren't really that big of a deal in my life.
Dude, I hate that shit. No pun intended. I told you, pooping is already inconvenient to my life. I hate it.
The reason why you have mud butt is because you don't want to poop and you wait too long. You're like a little kid. I waited too long.
So I'm gonna go with never shit again. You're going,
Never piss again because I piss like 12 times a day.
man. I will after I'm drinking and I break the seal. When I was at that wedding on Sunday, I pissed probably 40 times in the couple hours I was there for the
But you
reception.
enjoyed every single time of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Same. I would rather never take a shit again, too.
Yeah,
wow,
man.
really?
Yeah, fuck all on that, man.
Huh.
Not into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather eat a whole jar of mayonnaise or a whole tub of butter?
Oh, I don't like either. I don't put mayonnaise on anything.
Yeah. See, I don't mind mayonnaise.
Well,
If I
butter-
have the option, if it comes on a sandwich, if I have the like on an Italian sub, I'd rather have like Italian dressing. But when you get like a burger from like a fast food joint, from like Wendy's or whatever, and it comes with mayonnaise, then I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
okay with you on
yeah,
there.
that's fine
I don't.
too.
When I have like cook my own burgers at home, there's mayonnaise never here in the house.
Right.
Yeah, it's a toss up, but I guess I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go with the texture thing on this as well. I would go with the butter. I would melt it down, take it like a.
Yeah,
really
it's
thing.
probably better for you.
It's probably
No, it's
better.
great. It's really
Yeah.
great for your cholesterol.
Well, I mean,
Mayonnaise can't be much better.
No, I know,
you get good grass-fed butter.
and
Can't be that bad for you.
true.
You got
And-
some shitty parquet or whatever.
And you know what? When you're like cooking up eggs or whatever, and you're melting the butter like a grilled cheese, and you're melting the fucking butter in that frying pan, that shit smells so good.
Yeah.
Or if it's like movie theater butter.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
like essentially what he's doing, though, right? Melting it down into liquids like the movie theater butter.
Yeah. Now let's make it just like butter sticks. Like you have a whole
God.
cup full of butter sticks. So you literally have to bite it and chew it down and swallow it.
I think at that point,
Let's say we fit 3 cups. 3 sticks of butter in 1 cup.
Okay.
So 3 butter sticks or a cup of mayonnaise. What would you rather eat?
I think at that point I'll do the mayonnaise just because I think I could get it down faster. Just be done with it.
What do you think, Freddie?
Chewing the butter, that's gotta suck.
I'm gonna go with the butter. What do you go with?
I think I'd go butter.
Really?
I prefer butter over mayonnaise for probably any situation anyways.
Just for the taste.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it
would
tastes
take
better.
you 20 minutes
I mean,
to get yours down as opposed to like my 10.
yeah, but I can just chew it like a fucking candy bar.
What if
You
I
know.
poured it on your lower back, the mayonnaise on your lower back before you drank it, so you're more at home?
I don't get it. What do you mean?
I felt bad about that as it was coming out. I was like,
as it was coming out?
Instant.
Yeah.
what you,
Like you, is this your opening to finally come out of the celebration closet, Freddie? You done celebrating for a while? It's time to come out.
No, I'm just gonna keep celebrating it here. Just keep celebrating and wishing I was a manly woman. Hey, I felt guilty about that as I was saying it. I was like, "This is just no. You shouldn't do this to him. It's a terrible joke."
All right. Give me some sounds there, Freddie.
What you need?
Oh, I just wanted you to make a sound real quick while I check the time. That's
okay.
all. Okay, so we're gonna finish things up here, but before we do, Josh, you listened to the last episode of the podcast. Did you get all the way through?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when we were talking about the would you rather of you're laying in between your mom and your dad. Oh yeah, I'm bringing this up. We need to hear your answer. So you know exactly where this goes. And for people that didn't listen to last week's episode, I'm gonna explain it again. So, Josh, so you're laying there on your side between your mom and your dad. Okay, your mom's to the front, your dad's to the back. You move one direction, either left or right.
You're either penetrating or getting penetrated.
Yeah, so you either move left and your dick goes all the way inside your mom's vagina, or you move back and your dad's dick goes all the way inside your butt. It's not to completion or anything like it. It's just one movement. So
And for the whole night?
no,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you're
I
asleep
guess.
there, right? Or you're just laying there just for this?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So you're either go all the way inside your mom, all the way to the bottom of the shaft,
Dude,
or you go all the way.
my dad's a pretty big guy. You know, my dad's 6'4", and I can only imagine my mom's only 5'4".
Dad's swinging a hammer.
You know, like they always say, you know, father like son. You know, and I know what I'm working with. So I'm sorry, Mom, but you're getting it.
Okay. I went to his mom. What's your reason?
I also
only because
I also chose your mom. You said Josh's mom or Josh's dad.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going Josh's mom. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is really tough.
I mean, it sucks either way, right?
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this game.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I have like 100 of these. So and I'm just gonna continue to find more. Just
Who's
'cause,
the
like,
sick fuck that wrote that one, huh?
I don't know. And actually, that one's not on the paper. That one was actually brought up when I was with friends on Friday.
that
sick
makes
fuck
more
is one of your
sense.
friends.
Yeah, it was one of my friends that brought that up. And so we were all sitting at the table after we'd been drinking. We're like, oh, geez.
Like,
I don't
no.
know. But all my friends, they all went with their dads putting his dick in their butts, and only me and one other buddy went with us going in the mom.
You went with Mod. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went with Dad.
Yeah.
And I really leaned into it, too.
He's a giver.
I'm going to make him proud.
All right. Well, I guess it's about that time to wrap things up. Josh, you do anything fun? You have anything you want to plug?
Not really. I mean, thanks for having me out here. I really do listen to the show every time, and I think if you guys
That's
keep
awesome.
going, you know, you're really gonna, once you get that big initial wave, man, I really do think that this is gonna take off. You guys are hilarious.
Good. Thank you very much. Well, we're waiting
That's
for
sweet
Lazy
you
Bones
say.
over here to get things moving forward with iTunes and
Yeah.
Google Play and
I'm
Spotify.
working it out, Tone.
Yeah.
Get right on that.
Freddie, what do you want to give us?
Our Instagram is sweetnothingcle. And we'll be more active on that pretty soon. Got
Yeah.
some goofy videos of Tony and some cool pictures. I got a great one to post as soon as I get home.
Yeah, you got to upload for this
The last
past.
podcast.
Yeah.
And then a couple things for this one.
Yeah. And we'll do a picture with Mr. Renegade so we can
Yeah.
use that for the next episode. As I always say before, email us, you guys. Send us some fucking shit that we'll fucking talk
Yeah.
about. Don't be a lazy
If you
fucking
comment on our
assholes.
video, we'll just have you in here.
Yeah, obviously that works with
It
Mr.
worked out
Renegade.
great, yeah.
The
It also
emails-
shows that like what you and I do isn't that hard because he just comes in and makes it happen.
You guys just flow so good together, and that's what makes it good to listen to.
See, look at that. We have a good flow.
Oh, we're the best.
Yeah.
Heavy flow.
Like mom's period.
Yeah.
Like a whole cup of it.
Yeah, man. You guys send us some fun email shit. If you have questions, even if you want to pretend like, you can label it as like anonymous and have some goofy ass fucking question that's obnoxious, like these would you rathers.
Yeah.
Maybe come up with your own would you rather. Send it to us. Leave it on a comment. Send it to our email, which again is sweetnothingscleveland@gmail.com. The Facebook page, Sweet Nothings Podcast with Tony and Freddie. Same thing with the YouTube. Which I guess if you're listening to the YouTube link right now, you already know where you're supposed to be going to listen to that. Again, as soon as we get Shirtful Freddie here to get some things taken care of, we'll have everything on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify. Hopefully have that done really soon. Maybe that'll help get us some more followers, and we'll have 7 or 8 instead of just 6,
I think so. That's going to be
It's
the
really
way.
just me with like multiple accounts.
We do have like a core 5.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. We do have like a main handful that follow, and the rest, well, we have no contact with
Yeah.
them because they're not fucking leaving comments or sending us emails.
That's true.
Fuckos. Other than that, you guys have anything else left to say here for the ending?
I'm
For
good,
the
dude.
listeners? No?
We're good.
Okay, everybody tune in next week where we figure out which animal Freddie does a dick trick with. Well, I mean, not doing the dick trick with the animal,
For it?
but
I like the way you said that first. Let's stick with that one.
all right, it's either him forming his dick into the shape of an animal or he does dick tricks for an animal.
That's way more cooler.
Yeah, so find out next week when we'll discuss which one it is.
It's a duck. It's a duck.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Everybody Google search duck's dick. You're going to be blown away.
It is amazing. Yeah, it's a fucking like a pig's tail.
Yep. Also, desiredmeds.com. Get high, everybody. Have a good one.
Also, duck's rape. Keep that in mind. Write that down. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye-bye.